to make my decision. This time it could be my moment. Is this a mirage or a chance to fulfill my mission? A river in a dry land, the left is in a lost end. A heartbeat for a demon, always is in a siege land. I'm given the balance, but I'm standing on razor's edge now. What quick, all my life is over. One strike just a pain, then I'm out of his field of vision. Don't ask why I'm ready, but I'm ready to strike him down now. I just saw the new stars, there's no time for indecision. A river in a dry land, the last is in a lost head. When the hope of new beginnings burned our feet, now we needed a heartbeat for demon, oasis in a siege land. Remind us what we're here for, creating new life, creating rivers in the desert. My heart is a furnace, had a selling my word of conflict. One goes what keeps me going. Take back what I lost to the bosses of greed and fear. Yeah. Don't ask why I'm ready, but I'm ready to take them down now. The time for a new start is constantly drawing nearer. A river in a dry land, the last is in a lost head. When the hope of new beginnings burned our feet, now we needed a heartbeat for demon, oasis in a siege land. Remind us what we're here for, creating new life, creating rivers in the desert. When a cool drop of water's all I need, gotta clear my head of anger and greed. A place to refresh heart and mind. Can I find some time? And rivers and dry land, the last days are lost head. When the hope of new beginnings burned our feet, now we needed a heartbeat for demon, oasis in a siege land. Remind us what we're here for, creating new life, creating rivers in the desert.
Hey! Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Gregor and tonight we will be celebrating 1 year of Persona 5. Woo. Actually, I kind of didn't I don't know, didn't feel well enough to play more Dark Souls today, so I picked up the next best topical thing, which would be Persona 5. Which is actually also a game that I've been actually wanting to play more of, even though I've completed 100%. I think I'm at 160 something hours into the game. But seriously, I love this game. It's great. And well, to be fair, kind of recently I've been getting a lot into Persona 4 Golden. I think I've just completed my first playthrough and I'm at 60 something hours, so that's a lot of fun. And then Persona 3 is next. Yeah, I'm doing them the wrong way around. Actually, so yeah, recently I kind of changed my monitors, and now my webcam that sits on top of the monitor is kind of out of balance. There we go. So let's leave this to play out because it's got amazing music. And how's my voice level? I'm kind of hoping that the game isn't too loud. So I don't really have a plan on how to play today. I know I have a save somewhere around here. Yep, 161 hours. That was some time well spent. However, I'm probably going to start a new game plus, or do I not want to do that? That's no fun though. Let's just start a new game. Hey, Galan Gamers with the host. Thanks.
This story is a work of fiction.
Kind of needs to be a bit smaller. There we go. But yeah, also check out Galan Gamers if you haven't.
Similarities between characters or events to persons living or dead in your world are purely coincidental.
They're great. They do a lot of charity work. Used to stream there. I don't anymore because I don't stream regularly anymore. But that's probably about to change after Easter. Hopefully. Only those who have agreed to the above have the privilege of partaking in this game. Sure.
The contract has been sealed.
Okay.
The world is not as it should be. It's filled with distortion, and ruin can no longer be avoided. Those who oppose fate and desire change. From time to time, they were referred to as tricksters.
And you're such a trickster.
You are the trickster.
Yeah.
Now is the time to rise against the abyss of distortion.
Yes, yes, we shall. And summon cool persona while we're at it. Although, to be honest, I'm not a really big fan of the intro here. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really well made. It's a really nice, framing device, I want to say. Because after this introductory level, we go 6 or 9 months. We go a few months in the past, where it kind of all began. So you kind of have an idea of what's building up to, the whole casino heist and stuff. But what I'm not a big fan is that it kind of like shows you. I don't know. I think it's like a totally different character than the one you will be eventually playing through this level with. Which I guess can be helped, but still they could have done this without combat. Right? Oh, Joker, run! That's us, by the way.
Good. Now get running.
This is our only chance.
Stay calm. You can get away now. We'll retrieve the briefcase on our end. What was that? Don't worry about us. Just concentrate on getting away.
Run
But I have to
away!
say, showing yourself above that crowd earlier was an excellent move. Nice work as always, Joker. I bet Skull wouldn't pull it off that smoothly.
And also it's kind of,
Just run,
I don't
get
know.
out of there. The enemy's focus
I
is
guess, badly timed, because a lot of the
Everyone remember
dialogue
where
kind
we-
of gets cut off if you know what you're
Stop
doing.
right there.
Like this point here. Oh no!
Take him down, Joker.
On the other hand, I like how cocky they made the protagonist in Persona 5. Like, Persona 3's one was like this indifferent, like, whatever person. And Persona 4's one was like this goody two-shoes, which I guess I like in a way. But I like how they made this one being like so, like, suave, I guess.
Everyone else, head to position. Use root.
Awesome. One more. Let's got a critical on the tutorial. That's kind of like
Gets here.
a nice sign, I guess. It's a good sign of things to come. Many more criticals on our way.
Joker behind.
Also, this song is like, for me, way better than anything that was in like Persona 3 or 4. Like, I don't know, I guess this is kind of,
Where'd they go?
my controller. Give me a moment. Oh, we're running out of battery! Amazing, so give it a moment. Let us charge this bad boy right up with this. But yeah, in Persona 4, the music was kind of like this mellow, easygoing thing, which again fits with the theme of the game. There we go. And in Persona 3, they had this like grungy sound that was I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of like dark, brooding, like moody. While in Persona 4 it was like this happy-go-lucky kind of carefree vibe, which is fine because those games are like Persona 3 is very dark game compared to the others in the series, and Persona 4 is like this very easygoing like adventure in like a small quiet town in Japan. Yeah. But the thing is, in Persona 5, it's got this like weird sort of groove that I don't know. I think fits way more with its game than the other two do with theirs. Although to be fair, it would be amazing if they had done what Persona 4 does, and when you can ambush your enemies, the music is the battle theme is different.
Something wrong?
Because in
The exit
5
should
there's
be up
just
ahead.
like one
You're there.
combat theme for everything, except
how it is.
maybe boss
After that
encounters and
commotion,
like
the bottom
the
floor is
special boss at the
completely
end.
closed off. Hey, can you make it?
Over there! There's nowhere to run!
There's nowhere to run except like to the right and to the left and over there. Yep, that's what he did. But there's nowhere to run. Stop.
See ya.
It's like this is like maybe the first out of 3 or 4 times that the protagonist ever speaks in the game. Except when he yells the persona names in combat. That's like different thing. They do that in every one of the modern Persona games.
Enemies here? What's wrong? These readings. It can't be.
Oh no, we've been betrayed, and then flashback.
Capture him! Let's go! Go, go, go! Over there!
Seriously, I love the soundtrack in this game. Like, it's one of maybe 10 or 15 games that I've ever considered buying the OST for. And not because like
Suspect secure.
I don't like buying like
Didn't
soundtracks,
expect to find some kid.
but usually I find other game soundtracks very forgettable.
You were sold out.
Like, I don't know, for example, I don't know,
Suspect confirmed.
like name a game, maybe like the God of War games are like very good games. Since we're on a PS4, and the new God of War is coming out like soon-ish. But see, the thing is, in like most modern games, instead of going for like memorable tunes,
Guess the drug was too strong.
they more or less go for
Wake 'em
like
up.
big orchestral sweeping sounds, which is fine. I mean, it fits the mood of the game usually, but it's not something that you're gonna remember like 6 months later.
No dozing off.
Whereas like in something like Persona, I can probably
don't
name
give
at
it
least
to
like
ya.
3 or 4 of the major songs in the game.
Come on, cooperate.
Jeez.
What? You want another shot?
Also, I always kind of got like a bit disappointed that we didn't get to like
What about
give
the
this guy his
camera?
payback for doing all
Are
of
you
these.
thinking it can be used
Like,
as
this is like
video
clear abuse
evidence?
of power, right?
You hear my question? Answer!
Dude.
Obstruction of justice, blackmail, defamation, possession of weapons.
Screw you.
Manslaughter too, yeah? Talk about the works.
Talk about the works.
Think that all those crimes were led by a punk like this. And you seem to be enjoying every second of it. Huh?
Well, I don't know about enjoying it. So, as I'm on a US account and this is a European copy of the game, I don't have access to the Merciless DLC. However, I also don't feel like what you say. I don't really feel like playing it on hard because I remember there were like a few like difficulty spikes that were like a bit too spiky for my tastes, and I guarantee to anyone that watches that it's not gonna be fun seeing me try to like restart a fight like 7 times until I get it right. So I'm probably gonna go with normal. I mean, I've already done my first playthrough on hard, so
You should know your
that's fine.
place.
You should know your place at the end of my shoe. Like, whoa, dude. Excessive much? Cartoony officer is
Sign
cartoony.
here.
Sign
It's a
here.
confession under your name.
Fine. Let me name my character. Can I stab you with that? I wish
Don't
this was like an
expect to walk
Assassin's
out of
Creed
here in
game.
one piece.
Could like maybe
We are
jam it
going
in
to
his
make
eye or
you
something.
understand.
Because he's annoying.
One must take full responsibility for their actions.
Jeez. And this guy cleared all of his psych profiling to become a police officer. That's just insane. So, I am going to name him. Like, I found this name in I believe it was a forum. Oh no, it was a subreddit that was discussing like what the protagonist's canon name could possibly be. I don't think like anyone at Atlus has actually like given a canon name for the protagonist, but sure. Oh, never mind. Hello. So what's this? Atlus has revealed the official name for the main protagonist of Persona 5. Okay, which would be so what's his name? Ren Amamiya. No, I prefer the previous one. Dude, I'm gonna go with the previous canon name, which I think is this, which I believe first appeared in the Persona 5 manga or something like that. Like, I'm not a big fan of calling him Ren, because I immediately get a word association with Stimpy. But yeah.
Excuse me, but this area's off.
I'm Nijima from the public prosecutor's office.
The prosecutor's
I'm Nijima.
office?
I get a
What business do you have here?
full face portrait when I speak, so that
Just
means
let
I'm
me through.
important.
It's urgent. There's something I need to confirm with the suspect.
Nijima-san, I believe this case is no longer in your jurisdiction. Besides...
You prosecutor signed Nijima?
Oh my.
There's a call from your director.
Yep.
Hurry and get it over with. To be frank, you're being an inconvenience.
Nice to meet you, Frank. I'm Sai.
I thought I ordered you to stand by.
I'm responsible for this case, yet I'm not even being allowed an interrogation?
I'm calling because I knew you'd bring it up.
Why do
I
you
will
try
not be
to do your
convinced
job
unless I
is
confirm it
beyond
for
me?
myself.
That's crazy talk.
This is my case.
Good luck to you then. I won't be expecting much though.
Kind of sounds like the guy doesn't even know why they're employing here.
Your time will be cut short. We can't permit you to talk with him for long.
Just long enough to get all the plot out.
It's for your own sake. His methods are unknown. After all, we don't even know if it's safe to simply meet and speak with him.
Isn't it, though?
I understand.
Or is it? It could be? Who knows? Hi!
I didn't expect it'd be you.
I
You'll be
remember
answering my
you.
questions this time.
Hmm?
Those bastards.
Those bastards! What
Can
did
you
they
hear
do
me?
to you?
It seems you've been through a lot. Almost anything can happen here. And I can't stop them.
Those bastards! What did they do to you? Let me threaten you instead.
That's why I need you to answer me honestly. I don't have much time either. What was your objective? Why did you cause such a major incident? I didn't think it was a prank from the get-go, but I couldn't assemble a case for prosecution. It's because I couldn't figure out the method behind it.
Oh dear. Of course you couldn't. I don't feel like making him sound like a total asshole though. So, why do you want to know?
This isn't an issue of whether or not it can be used in court. I need to know. This is my case after all. It seems you're coherent. When and where did you find out about that world? How is it even possible to steal another's heart? Now,
Stick with us
tell me your
for like
account of
50 more hours
everything.
and we'll find out.
Start from the very beginning.
Yes. I remember the day I was born. It's a very beginning. Oh dear.
You are held captive, a prisoner of fate to a future that has been sealed in advance.
In other words, you're
This is
fucked.
truly an unjust game. Your chances of winning are almost none. But if my voice is
Quit
reaching
the
you,
game, quit
there
the
may yet
game.
be a
You don't have any
possibility
chance to
open to you.
win.
I beg you, please overcome this game and save the world.
Wow, we've gone like really meta now, right? Overcome this game.
The key to victory lies within the memories of your bonds, the truth that you and your friends grasped. It
Yes,
all began
yes.
that day, when the game was started half a year ago.
Yep, so it's 6 months
For the
back.
sake of your world's
Fair enough.
future, as well as your own, you must remember.
I must remember. I don't want to remember. Please don't make me remember. So, for this playthrough, I'm just going to be using like the very, like last save slot. Just so I don't mess up my like save archive, I guess. And I also kind of realized something now. I'm not gonna be having access to all of the like maxed out social links. No, not social links. The like social stats, like courage and like kindness and all of that. So what I need to remember now is which of the confidants needed like certain stat levels to start. Like clearly I'm not going to be able to max all of the confidants on my like playthrough 1 anyway.
Mental shutdown?
Yeah,
It's the
I'm
truth.
kind of trying to remember which like
Personal?
confidants needed
It's gotta
like
be a
specific
You really love all that occult stuff, don't you?
social like social skills to begin with. I think death needed courage at some point. I'm also pretty sure one of them needed academic at like 3 to start. Although yeah, I was kind of talking about this with someone online like a couple of days ago. Persona 5 at least has like a lot better presentation, I want to say, or like conveniences, quality of life improvements over the previous games, because it's like extremely easier to like. Okay, I've said like 50 times so far, 51. But yeah, anyway, Persona 5 has way more quality of life improvements than over its predecessors. Stuff like the GPS on the protagonist's cell phone, or the calendar showing up upcoming events more clearly than Persona 4 and 3 did. Fusions being way easier to do than the like 5 or 6 way fusions that you could do in Persona 4. There's also a better indication of when you will be able to increase like a confidence rank. If you are ever confused about what to do or where to go next, look to the upper right corner of the screen for various hints. Sure. I mean, exit the subway station doesn't seem like much of a hint. I mean, I could stay here and stare at people all day, but somehow I don't think that's a productive use of my time. And would probably also make for a pretty boring stream. Starting today, Sojiro Sakura will be taking care of me. His house should be in the back streets of this residential area. So yeah, all sorts of people live in the city. Try listening into the conversations or press the X button to talk to them. You might learn something new. I could, but I'm pretty sure that I remember where his house is at. Which would be somewhere here. Let's see. The nameplate here says Sakura. It looks like this might be Sojiro Sakura's house. Ding dong. No one seen. Let's go find him at his workplace. After a hint. Even after ringing the doorbell, it doesn't look like anyone will answer the door. Maybe he's gone out. Looks like no one's home. Oh yeah, Sakura-san's usually at his cafe around this time. Well, LeBlanc's in the back alley, so I should make my other deliveries first. Next I need to take this package to... Okay. Okay, something's wrong with my controller. It kind of doesn't like behave as it should. So give me a moment to turn it off. And then turn it on again. So where was the cafe now? Yeah, there we are. It's been a while since I played this game. It looks like this place is LeBlanc. I'll go inside. Hi. Also considering like Sojiro's
a public transit bus was driven down an opposing lane with its customers still in
character development later in the game. I kind of hate that he's such a jerk to us at the start of the game.
What could be going on? Didn't something similar happen just the other day?
What could be going on?
Vertical is the name of a shellfish used for farming pearls. Oh, right.
It's
They
you.
did say that was today.
Yes.
We'll
they
be
did.
going now. The payment's on the table.
Is it?
Thanks for coming.
That's what she
This
said.
place is in the back alley, so there's no worries of a car crashing in here.
Okay.
A what now?
There's been a string of those rampage accidents, you know. I just hope that none happen around here.
You'd better not let any accidents happen to us here,
None of my concern.
or else we'll sue you.
We'll see you next time.
I like the old man kind of walks like with his hands crossed.
4 hours for just a single cup of joe.
Eh.
So, you're the guy.
I'm the guy, yes.
Yeah. I'm Sojiro Sakura. You'll be in my custody over the next year.
Jerk.
I was wondering what kind of unruly kid would show up. But you're the one, huh? Have you been told? A customer of mine and your parents know each other, and, well, not that that matters. Follow me.
I don't know
This
why I even
is your
agreed to
room.
take care of you, so stay in this dump.
I'll at least give you sheets for your bed.
Really?
You look like you want to say something.
This place is a shithole. I mean, it is
It's on
big.
you to clean up the rest. I'll be leaving after I lock up each day. You'll be alone at night, but don't do anything stupid. I'll throw you out if you cause any trouble.
Jerk.
Now then, I got the gist of your situation. You protected some woman from a man forcing himself on her. He got injured, then sued you, right? That's what you get for sticking your nose in a matter between two
So
adults.
this is my question from
You did
like the
injure,
first
yeah?
time I played the game. If everyone knows how it actually went down, how did the other guy make like the lawsuit stick? I guess.
And now that you've got a criminal record, you were expelled from your high school. The courts ordered
Thanks
you
for
to
the
transfer
backstory,
and move out
Sojiro.
here, which your parents also approved.
Yes, yes.
In other words, they got rid of you for being a pain in the ass.
It's best you not talk about anything unnecessary. I am in the restaurant business, you know.
Where everything is necessary.
Behave yourself for the year. If nothing happens, your probation will be lifted. Really now? It's the word that applies to you.
If you say so. You know what word applies to you?
Your sentence lasts until next spring, right? That's why you're gonna be here for the coming year.
Sure.
Cause any problems and you'll be sent straight to juvie.
Sure.
We'll be going to Shujin tomorrow.
What's what?
Shujin Academy. The school you'll be attending. We'll introduce ourselves properly to the staff there. There's rarely a place that'll accept someone like you, you know? What a waste of my Sunday.
Gee, thanks.
Your luggage arrived earlier. I left them over there.
Your luggage, which coincidentally is totally empty because the luggage is actually the place where you get all of the DLC items from. It's the cardboard box sent from back home. It's full of clothes and daily necessities. I'll change into more comfortable clothes for now. We're going to Shujin. Yes, we are. Hey, Nognir, welcome to the stream. How's it going? I guess I should start cleaning. Oh dear. The table covered in dust. If I draw a line in the dust with my finger, it'd probably be really easy to see. Maybe I should draw some, like, dirty pictures. Take your time. So yeah, this cardboard box is where you usually get to access all of the game's DLC and stuff. But seeing as I'm on the American account and the game is a EU release, I'm not going to be having access to any of that, which includes like a few healing items, I think, and that merciless difficulty, unfortunately. It's late. It seems like I've been cleaning for a while. Okay.
Seriously?
What the heck? I heard you making all sorts of noise up here, but I didn't think you were cleaning. I thought you wanted to live in the dirt, that's why I left it like that. Actually, the place doesn't look too bad. No, it's only natural you want to keep your room tidy. Gee, thanks. Why don't you go to bed tonight? You don't have anything better to be doing, right? Well, considering that Sojourn always like locks us in for the first 3 months, I'm going to close up shop and get out of here myself.
I'm gonna head back then.
I won't be the one looking after you if you get sick from staying up too late. You got that? Also, fuck you. Jerk. Sleeping in your bed will move you forward one day. Going to bed is a special action that will advance time. Time is limited. Think carefully about your schedule before you act. Yep. Starting today, this is my room. Fine. So yeah, basically the big gimmick of the game, for those of you that haven't played it, is that you more or less have like limited time in the game, which you can either use to like explore dungeons or like advance your relationships with other characters, or improve your character's social skills. And it's usually like a balancing act between the three. That day, I had to go home early. I remember that day. Oh my god. I can hear a man and a woman arguing in the distance. I think they're just up ahead.
How dare you?
Let's go take a look.
Stop it! Let me go! No!
Don't give me that shit.
It looks like the drunk man is bothering that woman. She's in danger. I have to save her.
What a waste of time. You think you're worth causing me trouble? Huh?
I'll call the police!
Call them if you want. The police are my bitches. They're not gonna take you seriously.
I like this guy. The police are my bitches.
No!
It's kind of like Kind of sounds like, what was his name? Cobra Commander, I think? From G.I. Joe.
Someone called the cops, huh? Get in the car. Incompetent fools like you just need to shut your mouths and follow where I steer this country. What are you looking at? Get out of my face. This ain't a show. Get lost, kid.
But I paid a ticket to watch.
See? This is all because you're so damn slow.
Oh,
Get in the car.
Get in the car. Yes. Bastard. Eh. What? It's that weird app that somehow ended up on my phone. The icon looks almost like an eye. I like how he ignores the distortion effect that happens around the icon. I thought I deleted it, god damn it. My eyelids are starting to get heavy. Maybe I'm gonna sleep now. Maybe I'm gonna sleep, and now we get the tutorial on the Velvet Room. Ooh. Also, those well-known bloatware apps. Yep. I hear this one gives you free porn. Or not. Oh, damn. Has it already been a year? Why am I in jail? Who's laughing? Oh, amazing. I'm not in jail. I'm in a horror movie. This just keeps getting better and better. It's like The Shining. It's like a cross between The Shining and like Saw. That knows. It knows.
Trickster, welcome to my Velvet Room.
Dear God. So yeah, bear with me. You come to inmate. We don't like you very much.
Fast asleep.
Bear with me on like the first hour or so of the game. It's kind of like slow to get started.
Welcome. I am delighted to make your acquaintance. This place
getting
exists
creepy already.
between
Well,
reality, mind and
get used to it because I'm gonna be seeing the inside of this room like a whole lot. This is where I come to make all of my like cool summon thingies.
I summoned you to speak of important matters. It involves your life as well.
Thank you. Important matters? I don't get it.
Still, this is a surprise. The state of this room reflects the state of your own heart.
So yeah, that's basically the theme with the Velvet Room is that every
in the near future, there is no mistake.
Every Persona game's protagonist has a different version of it.
I speak of the end to
depending like on the game's theme.
However, there is a means to oppose
like
such a fate.
In Persona 3, I believe it's like an endlessly ascending or no, endlessly descending elevator, I think.
Only means to avoid ruin.
In Persona 4, it's kind of like the back of a limo.
Distortion of the world.
And in here, it's like a prison. And I'm not gonna spoil why that is in each game, but it usually ties in with the theme of the game.
To your left, Justine. They serve as wardens here.
Personally, I would say that it's well worth it to try and find these games and play them if you can. Obviously, Persona 5 would be the best one to begin with because it's like so much easier to get into as like your first experience with Persona.
Now then.
Although on the other hand, if you get used to all of the like small
Take your
improvements that
time to
Persona
slowly
5
come
has,
to
you might
understand
not
this place.
enjoy the
We will
previous two
surely
as
meet
much.
again,
Because
eventually.
they would feel a lot more inconvenienced.
Time's up. Now hurry
Inconveniencing
up and go back to sleep.
than Persona 5, if that makes any sense. There's like a lot of quality of life improvements that they made in this game. Stuff that is more easily understood, I guess. It's presented way better, so you don't have to go hunting around for FAQs and guides and stuff. I had a strange dream. Ruins. Rehabilitation. What does it mean?
Hey.
Looks like you're up.
Well.
Jeez. Why did you dress yourself like that? The school you're attending is in the Aoyama district. It'll cost you a bit to ride the train there, and the route transfers are a pain. I'll drive you today, but just for today. Let's go.
Jeez.
Sheesh, men aren't usually allowed in my passenger seat. It's usually dogs and cats. I like cats.
Do me a favor and behave yourself, all right? Don't get me wrong. I don't care what happens to you.
But yes, you do.
Just don't cause me any trouble.
Sure, I will. I'd love to be able to answer to each and every one of those lines.
To reiterate, just so we're clear, you will immediately be expelled if you cause any problems. Honestly,
yes.
I hesitated on accepting someone like you, but there were some circumstances on our side. You might have done a variety of things in hiding in your hometown, but you will behave yourself here.
I might have done a variety of things in hiding. That kind of makes me sound like I'm a sexual deviant or something like that.
There will be no place for you to go. Keep that in mind.
Like, he's basically saying, I bet you did all the weird stuff in your hometown.
This is the teacher in charge of your class.
I'm Sadayo Kawakami. Here's your
We
student
like
ID.
Miss Kawakami, by the way. She's gonna be one of the best confidants we have.
Be sure to read the school
So,
rules. Any violations will send you
the
straight to the
idea
guidance
behind
office.
this game's social side is that there are
And
like
if by chance you
around
cause any
20
problems,
and
I
or
won't
something
be able to protect you at
NPCs.
all.
Some of them are your party members, and the rest
That
are just
is your
like
promise. Yes, Principal
secondary
Kobayakawa?
characters in the game, like Miss Kawakami and Sojiro.
He is responsible
Which
for all his
you
actions.
can get to know better, and they have like these little
But really,
like side
though,
stories that you
why
can
me?
work
There
yourself
should have
through.
been better candidates.
And the idea is the more you get to know them, the more utility they provide. Like, for example, Miss Kawakami, in certain ranks, I believe it's like at 3 and 7.
Mind if we get going?
She will allow you to
got a
do
store to
like
get back
some extra activities
Sakura-san,
during her class,
please keep a close eye on
which would usually cost you time out of your
Don't
own
let him
free
cause any
time
trouble
in
outside.
game. So she effectively
to have a
like
serious
doubles
talk about the
certain days
situation he's in.
slots, I guess, for activities. And after
Come
a
to the
certain
faculty
point,
office when
she
you
will
arrive at
also
school
like
tomorrow.
do
I'll show you to your
a few
classroom.
activities for you while you go do other things. So basically allowing you to do like 2 things in one time slot, where it's usually like a one-on-one relationship. They're treating you like some kind of nuisance, like you've been doing. I guess that's what it means to have a criminal record. Turns out your past follows you wherever you go. That's kind of funny coming from you. Spoilers. By the way, if you get expelled now, I won't hesitate to kick you out. Got it? I'll be careful. School never changes, huh?
Hey.
Come on, we're going home. So, as another example, Sojiro, he's like the cafe owner.
Troublesome situation.
I can't believe they pushed
when
someone with a
you
record on
when you
me.
like
Male
increase
teacher
his
would be better
confidant
suited
rank,
for this.
he will like slowly allow you to use like the facilities of the cafe.
in the world was someone
And
like that admitted
the
here?
coffee you can brew in his cafe is
Who
like one of the
knows?
very
It was the
few
principal's decision.
methods of recovering your SP,
I was told that it's for the
your
school's
SP in a
reputation.
dungeon. And
I
SP,
would have thought that
or
my
like the,
volleyball
I
team
guess
has contributed
spell
more
points
than
and
enough
mana
to cover
points,
that.
whatever. It's the juice that
That's
allows you to
certainly
keep casting
true.
spells. It's one of the limiting
Careful,
factors
okay?
on how far you can get in a dungeon, like
Again, better
on
I'd
each
kick
visit.
out a student like that right away.
Yeah.
I keep wishing that he'd just end up not coming to school. Still, that isn't something I should be saying as a teacher.
You're all jerks.
Well, I should be returning to practice.
And you're a big jerk.
Oh, right. The tournament's coming up, isn't it?
Having such high expectations placed on you by others is quite a problem in itself.
Asshole.
We'll have to work hard to make up for the track team, too.
Wait, what? I read that as horse-wearing teacher. Is the resolution that bad? Come on, it kind of shows okay on my end. Please don't tell me that.
Yes, that's true.
It's a jersey-wearing teacher. And his name is Mr. Kamoshida, by the way.
Why'd it have to be my
How do I know that? Stick around for like maybe 20 more minutes and you'll find out.
Traffic's not moving at all. You're taking the train, starting
Middle
tomorrow.
gear!
So, how was it? The school, I mean. Think you can manage?
Well, not if you ask me like that.
Do you even understand your situation?
Yes, I'm being hosted
Still,
by a jerk.
You were expelled
who
once already.
put me in his attic,
you'd
which
be
was
enrolled?
unclean for like years before I got in there.
It's not like anyone will be sympathetic with you. That's what it was like at school. People might say stuff about me in the future, too. What a troublesome kid I've taken in.
Yeah. Why did you take me in?
I was asked to do it, and I just happened to agree to it.
Yeah.
I've already been paid for it, too, after all.
Paid for it? Really? Huh.
A
Okay.
subway has derailed at Shibuya Station, greatly affecting the timetable all across the...
Oh, another accident? So that's why it's so crowded. There's been a lot of those lately.
Yep. And speaking of accidents,
We're experiencing technical difficulties in the lower line.
I don't have a visual yet.
That was direct footage from the accident. According to the police,
so how did they get direct footage of like the entire thing? It's kind of weird.
even he could not explain his high speed when approaching the station. No further comments were made. Police are still looking for a plausible motive.
It's less of an operating accident and more of a crime of the company and the government. Site inspectors apparently reported all of this 6 months ago. The
My face is
deterioration of the
nearly
tracks and the
rectangular.
ATC. Seems a railway company and the Ministry of Transport both turned a blind eye to the truth.
I kind of like the
There's
anime
no
cutscenes
way
in
they
Persona
can hide.
5, to be honest.
This will go all the way to
The ones in Persona 3 were also kind of cool, like it's a bit dated nowadays. I believe they were done by Production IG, the guys that also did the Ghost in the Shell series. I think 5's ones were also done by Production IG, but I'm not sure on that one.
Correct?
Having recently gone into Persona 4 Golden, though,
Are you free?
I didn't
You and
like
I
this,
haven't
the
gone
art
for a
style
drink
in
in a
that.
while.
Thank you, sir.
Like the
But I have another
cutscenes.
meeting to attend.
I don't know why.
I must be going.
I must be going. Yes, I must. Bye-bye. Gone. Gone.
Crashing in. Oh man, I thought I was gonna die.
A noisy subway platform filled with people was suddenly...
Did you ask for me? Is it a case?
Not quite. I want your opinion on something.
Sure. Your judgment is quite often correct, though. Can we discuss this over sushi, perhaps? You are making a student work late, after all.
Conveyor belt only.
No. No free food. So yeah, this bit of the game was like the one like reason I probably didn't want to stream it. Damn, to think there'd be that much traffic. What a waste of time. I wasn't able to open the cafe today.
Well,
whatever.
Fine.
Just head upstairs. There's something I need to give to you. If you know what I mean. But yeah, one like tiny flaw that Persona 5 has over the other games.
80 people were involved.
Well, actually, I don't know if it's a flaw per se.
Make sure you write in it.
But it kind of takes a while to get going.
You may be under probation. There's no special limitations on what you do in particular. Besides following the law, that is.
Gee, thanks.
However, I'm obligated to report on you, which is why I'm having you record your daily activities.
So yeah, that's like
What's up?
the only like
leave
bad
right
thing about this game, if you looking to like watch it casually instead of playing it, is that it takes like about an hour and a half to get to the main loop of the game, I guess.
Well, I'm off.
Which is
I'll
like
lock
the
the place
day-to-day
up. So do whatever you want for the rest of the
decisions on how to spend your time, and like the dungeons and
But don't mess
confidants
up my
and
store.
that
If
kind of
something
thing.
goes missing, I'll hand you right over to the cops. You got
So it might get boring for a while. I am very sorry to say. Just because the game needs to tell you like a lot of things, like right off the bat. You can save your game by pressing the options button. When you see the button command at the lower left, you can save at any time. I have an early day tomorrow. I should rest up.
Let's do it.
Sure. So like I said, I'm only gonna be saving in that one particular slot. Fine, let's go get some sleep. That ringing sound isn't coming from my cell phone. Ring, ring. Okay, something weird is going on with my controller, so give me just a second to maybe like switch it out. I'm turning off this controller, and I am going to use the other one. Because for some reason it kind of doesn't feel quite as responsive as it should be. Ring, ring. There we go. Oh, this is much better. Cool. Huh. I think the other one might have seen like a slight bit too much of Monster Hunter. Yo, it's me! Who is this? Sheesh, you forget my voice already? It's Sakura. I closed the shop, but I forgot to flip the sign to closed. It's too much of a hassle for me to go back. You live like next street over, dude. Okay, got it. Seriously? He lives like not 2 minutes away. Like by the time he took like to do the call and like explain what he needed us to do, he could have walked here and done it himself with time to spare. Obey your instructions. Go to sleep. Like I want to yell at the objectives tracker and say, "You're not my real dad. Can't tell me what to do." I need to take the train to school. Yongen Jaya, Ayama Ichome, transfer. It looks like I need to go out to Shibuya, then transfer there. More news about the subway accident. It sounds like a lot of people were hurt. I bet this will affect the timetables for tomorrow too. Huh? That strange job I saw last night is back. Keeps showing up. Time to delete it again. Like, I like how he gets so resigned at having to delete it every night. I should probably reboot my phone just in case. Sleepy time. I also kind of believe that this is the first instance we're gonna get a dungeon visit, I guess. Ooh, Monday. I have school starting today. Hopefully I can get there without getting lost. Well, I hate to break it to you, but What? Oh, so you're actually going to school? Really? After all the stuff you told me yesterday? Here, I'll feed you! Harry? Just eat it. Spicy. Huh? This is the best curry ever! I can taste complex flavors within the bold spiciness. That was delicious. Thanks. Yes, I'm gonna go to school. Flip the side outside to open. Okay, got it. Don't forget to do that for me. Screw you! I'm not doing anything! Flip. No! I didn't even get the choice. So, oh, we still don't have access to the GPS function, unfortunately. And this is another kind of sucky thing about the game. Is the first time we do this sequence of taking the train to school, you kind of need to, I don't know, explore a bit, because you need to do it all manually. But after that, and for the next 70 or 80 hours, you more or less do it automatically, and you even have a GPS, so you don't even have to bother coming to this location unless you have someone to speak to. So yeah, you are taught a thing that takes about 15 minutes to learn, and then you never use it at all for the rest of the game. So we kind of need to take the Ginza line, right? I think the resolution is just about good enough so we can read that. And I'm not sure where we need to go actually. Damn it. I think it's down from here. Yep. I'm supposed to transfer to the Ginza line. God damn it. Yes, I always get lost at this bit. Was it that way? Ginza line, there we go. So I'll be this way. I mean, it was a while before I actually realized that you can just look at the stickers on the floor that say 8. And also read the oh no, I should probably look for a way around. Yep. So yeah, there we go, it's number 8, and I'm not sure how the PS3 version handles this, but on the PS4 one, for the PS4 one, the resolution is just sharp enough so you can sort of read the signs. See where it says Ginza line through here, which is where we need to go. Oh no, I barely made it. So yeah, out of all this sequence of like train hopping, the only thing that we'll be seeing like every day.
Did it say it was going to rain today?
Is the interior of the train. Like the jump pack thing. No,
it just started all of a
rain.
sudden. This is why I hate the early spring.
That reminds me. Did he take an umbrella?
Hmm?
Did I?
Who are you talking about?
Oh, never mind.
Don't mind me. So, what'll it be?
One house blend, please.
Coming right
The
up.
effects of yesterday's subway accident continues on today, as various lines suffer delays and...
There's been a lot of nasty accidents lately. You know, I mean the
say so.
subway accident that the news is talking about. My coworker got caught up in it and is in the hospital now. But that aside, it's kind of creepy.
More exposition.
The people who caused these accidents supposedly went crazy all of a sudden.
They went cray-cray.
I heard that some of them suffered from nervous breakdowns during interrogation.
Sure. More exposition. This has been Exposition Central. Join us again at 10 for the new for the next exposition dump. Oyama Ichome. Cho. This is Aoyama Ichome. It took some time, but I finally made it. Yep. So now we can go out through here. Get a cool transition effect. Get that anime cutscene again. Oh no, it's that up again. Oh. So nice. Like, this is Anne, and she will like eventually become one of our party members. I think she's like the second one to join after Ryuji. But I kind of hate how the game frames her like she should be like the protagonist, like canon love interest, because she always gets like this weird oh, what's that? That was weird. Okay.
Good morning.
Because
You want me to give
she
you a
always
ride
gets
to
like
school?
those
You gotta be late.
Sure, thank you.
I don't know,
Do you need a lift too?
Nah.
romantic I don't know, theme, I guess. Like her introduction was like all this like bittersweet music and stuff that other characters don't get. But to be honest, I never even considered like choosing her as the romantic partner. I'm kind of both happy and sad to say that on both my playthroughs I kind of chose the same person, because it kind of made sense for the character, for my protagonist, the way I had him like role-playing him as, or something like that.
Huh? In that car just now, it was Kamoshida.
It was Kamoshida. He had like a square jaw, you know.
Whatever the hell he wants. Who does he think he is, the king of a castle? Don't you agree? No, I mean... Wait, you don't know Kamoshida? Are you for real? You're from
you for real?
Shujin, right?
Are you for real? You go to Sujin too?
No other high school's got a uniform like this.
Duh.
Huh. A second year, huh? We're the same grade then. Never seen you before, though.
Are you a superhero?
You a transfer student?
Oh no. My secret
wonder
identity.
you
Everyone
don't know
knows now.
This rain ain't too bad. We better hurry up or we'll be late.
I feel lightheaded for some reason.
My head hurts, damn it. I want to go home.
I'm like that every day at work. I'm like, damn it, I want to go home. Click clock, click clock, click clock, click clock. Ward zone.
There was a terrible subway accident that day. You remember it, don't you? I assume you
It's not
know
my
of the
fault.
uproar that the public calls the psychotic breakdown incidents.
What does that mean?
It was all over the news, and one of the victims included a teacher at your high school. I've no
Yeah, sure.
doubt you heard about it. On that
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
were you still an ordinary student?
Was I? Maybe?
Let me change the question. You transferred to Shujin Academy, correct?
Yes.
An ordinary prep school that could be found in any city. That's what it should have been.
Yes.
What happened around that time?
Yes, I mean, I
Tell
don't
me
know.
everything, truthfully.
No. I'm not telling you anything. Screw the police! Ha ha ha! You know, I feel like our character should know better than to follow weird kids with dyed hair into alleyways. I mean, okay, Ryuji turns out to be like a really cool guy, but still. What? What is happening? There's a castle here. This isn't Japan anymore.
We didn't come the wrong way, though. Yeah, this should be right. What's going on here? I guess we'll just have to go and ask.
Yes, let's go to the obviously out of place castle and ask what's going on. It's like being in a horror movie and going up to like the killer and saying like, let's go ask the nice man wearing the mask and holding the bloody machete and ask him what's going on.
That's weird.
That's weird. Where's the
Where's
school?
the school?
Metal Gear. Did we make a wrong turn?
No, this has to be it. I mean,
At least it has to be.
it should be.
Are you sure, I guess? Jeez.
Out of service. Where'd we end up? The sign
castle.
was for the school, right?
I wasn't paying attention. I was checking you out.
Jeez, you freaked me out.
I mean, what kind of thing is that to say to a giant
Who are
suit of
you?
armor?
You a student?
Seriously?
Man, your costume's impressive. Is that armor real? Come
Dude.
on, don't just stand there, say something. Hey, what's going on?
This must be a prank.
You really think so?
No.
This shit's real. Calm down. Time out, man. We gotta run.
Run away.
Stop standing around and run.
Nope.
What's with these guys? You're gonna break my bones, damn it! The hell you think you're?
No.
Take them away.
Snake. Would you like to save your current progress? I mean, I guess.
Hey! Wake up!
Wake up, Snake. Is this a torture bit from Metal Gear Solid? Kind of looks like it.
You alright?
Where are we?
How should I know? I just woke up too.
Whatever.
Looks like this ain't no dream.
This is a
What's
real
going on?
life, or is this fantasy? I'm not good at
Hey!
singing.
Let us out of here! I know there's someone out.
I can hear
Damn
you.
it! Where are we? Is this some kind of TV set?
Really? TV set? Yes, and those were just special effects. The yelling.
What was that just now?
Dear God.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. You're
Whoa.
shitting me, right?
Yes.
Come on, man.
This is real bad. Isn't there some way out of here? Come on, we gotta do something.
Hey.
How much time's passed since we got knocked out? Damn it, this doesn't make any freaking sense. Hey, those chains are used for like torturing and stuff, right?
Huh?
It could be decoration. Hey, JLC, welcome to the stream. How's it going?
Has been decided upon. Your charge is unlawful entry.
It's a lawful entry, if you know what I mean.
Thus, you will be sentenced to death.
No, I don't want to be sentenced to death. Say what?
No one's allowed to do as they please in my castle.
Ah, yeah, I love this costume. Really, it's like incredibly over the top.
Is that you, Kamoshida?
Metal Gear? I mean,
I thought it
Kamoshida?
was some petty thief, but to think it'd be you, Sakamoto. Are you trying to disobey me again? It looks like you haven't learned your lesson at all, huh?
Yeah.
And you brought a friend this time, because you can't do anything for yourself.
Sadly true for now.
This ain't funny, you asshole.
Is that how you speak to a king? It seems you don't understand the position you're in at all. Not only did you sneak into my castle, you committed the crime of insulting me, the king.
Yep, it kind of does actually. Although
For that is death.
some are better than others. I mean,
It's time for an execution.
what was the mob guy's name? I don't remember. He was kind of like a meh character anyway.
Stop it.
But yeah, Kamoshida and Madarame and like Shido and all of those are kind of like cool characters. Run! Come on, get out of here! Let's fight the armored dudes with our bare hands!
Go! Get out of here! These guys are serious!
No kidding.
Oh, running away, are we? What a heartless
Kaneshiro,
friend you
yeah,
are.
that's the guy, the fly guy. Ugh, that was...
He ain't a friend!
He wasn't like as good, like... I mean, his only purpose in the game is to maybe like show...
What's the matter? Too scared to run away?
Like, not show. His only point in existing in the game is so that we the audience can see how good Makoto is.
I'll focus on this one's execution.
Which, like, I mean, there's worse ways to have a villain in a game, but still, I kind of wish he was like get developed more. Because, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He doesn't get much camera time. But it would have been like slightly nicer to like show his backstory a bit more, because he does have some interesting dialogue when you defeat him and when you fight his shadow at the end.
Earlier, girl. Peasant like you isn't worth beating.
Like, it would be nice to see like not see.
What?
Would be nice for it to show us like
Don't know who I am.
why he places so much emphasis on money, for example.
Irritates me.
Oh no! Hold him there. Hold him there, but don't do anything to him until he awakens his powers.
No, I don't want to die!
This is truly an unjust game. Your chances of winning are
Blah
almost
blah
none.
blah blah blah.
But if my voice is reaching you,
So yeah,
there may
JLC,
yet
today
be a
is like the
possibility open
1 year anniversary since this game came out in the West, apparently.
What's the matter?
Which is
Are you
why
simply
we're streaming it.
Are you forsaking him to save yourself?
And I also started like a fresh save, although I don't really have any idea why I did that.
A mistake then?
No, it wasn't! Shut up! Also, I'm gonna save this person that I don't know. Again.
Very well. I have heeded your resolve.
By the way, this is called an awakening for those of you that haven't played the game yet. It's sort of like a theme in most Persona games, that the protagonist awakens to his power.
Sacrilegious acts, but I know justice. Call upon my name and release thy rage. Show the strength of thy will to ascertain all on thine own, though thou be chained to hell itself.
Yeah, baby.
Execute him.
That's enough. What?
What was that?
I don't know why Kamoshida is acting so surprised when he says, like, basically it's like the guy that got pinned to the wall saying, "Fuck you, I don't like you," and he's like, "What was that?" Well, I guess you could make like the argument that Kamoshida is like the nemesis of 2 of your party members, and so let's see, except Sae, and it can't just be Sae because there's like 8 palaces, right? So first one is Ann and Ryuji. Second one is Madarame because it's for Yosuke. Third one was like Kaneshiro, which is for Makoto. Yeah, Futabas is like more or less her own. Which one was the 5th though? That was Makoto's dad, right? 6th one is Sae Nijima. Or not? Was it? What was number 7 and number 8? I know the 8th one is like Shido. Or no. No. Number 7 is Shido, right? Number 8 is like the final levels of Mementos instead.
I am the pillager of Twilight,
Arsène. Named after the legendary thief Arsène Lupin.
I am the
Also
rebel
imaginary.
soul that resides within you, if you so desire. I shall consider granting you the power to break through this crisis. Very well.
Okay, so serious talk here. Out of all the like mascot personas in the Persona games, I like Arsène the best. Like, I guess you could say that Orpheus would be like a close second from Persona 3, and maybe Thanatos. But I don't know, Arsène and then Satanael, they're like way better, like design-wise, than Izanagi was, or Orpheus was, or Thanatos, or even Izanagi no Kami. They're like a lot better designed.
Persona! Sweet.
Yeah, tutorials. I'm gonna be skipping through the tutorials, by the way, because we wasted like a lot of time already.
This power of mine is yours.
Yours. I have the power. No, that's a different thing.
I leveled up.
I mean, thematically, Orpheus is also like a good fit for. I guess his canon name is Minato from Persona 3 or something like that.
What? What was that just now?
Because, like, I believe the symbolism is like the journey into the underworld and stuff like that. Yeah, I think they just like took all of their experience from like the previous games and made this one into much more refined experience.
You mean this?
Yes, I mean that. Jeez, come on.
Okay, it's locked.
But yeah, Izanagi I didn't quite get, because okay, they have this whole like Japanese folklore thing with Izanagi and Izanami and so on and so forth, but still didn't quite reflect the character as much as
It went back to normal.
like Arsene and Joker. Run away!
God, this is effing nuts. Anyways, let's scram. You lead the way.
Why do I have to lead the way?
God damn.
I mean, you from Persona 4 isn't quite as blank a character.
What was that?
I've recently finished my first playthrough of Persona 4 Golden, to be honest. And I mean, it was a blast, but I still insist that 5 is like my favorite Persona game. Wait, we can jump across? Yes, we can jump across. Come on. It's what I was saying like before. My main problem with 5 is like it takes a lot longer to get started than the other two. Because like in Persona 3, within an hour you're into Tartarus and like starting your exploration. And in Persona 4, within an hour you're already doing whatever the first dungeon was. I don't remember now. But in here you get like tutorials upon tutorials upon tutorials and like a lot of dialogue.
Whoa.
Unfortunately. It's like the one like thing they did. Yukiko, bro. Yes, that's right. Thanks. Like in Persona 4, within an hour, you've gotten your motive, you've gotten your first party members, you've gotten like the main game loop, I guess, of like meeting people, clearing their dungeons, getting them as party members, and so on and so forth. Here it takes like at least twice as much time, and that's with like knowing what to do. But even with that, Persona 5 is probably my favorite game, just because it refines so much stuff. It's like it's easier to plan your days, it's easier to figure out how to increase your confidence. It's like there's a lot more activities to increase your social stats.
We're trying to get the hell out of here.
A lot of the like party members are way more likable than the ones in 3 at least. Like, okay, in 4 they are also like very likable for me at least.
Help me out.
Cat? No. Cats don't talk.
Say that again and I'll make you regret it.
Well, looks like a cat, meows like a cat, licks its paws like a cat.
Shit, there's still no service. Ain't there any way to contact someone outside?
Yeah, but I mean, no,
Hey, you too.
Okay, like one question at a time. Like on the first point, Persona 3 does keep you on rails like a lot longer than the other games. But the thing is that
this thing sounds like it's all
maybe because it doesn't have as many features at the start as like Persona 5.
If you guys think you can get out on your own, then be my
It kind of feels like it gives you control a lot sooner. Like, not maybe gives you control, but I would say that instead it gives you the illusion of control way faster than Persona 5 does. Like, in 5 there are tutorials up to like 5 hours into the game. Ambushes and all-out attacks and your ranged attacks and recruiting personas and stuff, which 3 didn't have. Like, from the moment that you went into Tartarus, the only thing that they kind of limited you on was that as soon as you reached, like, I don't know, floor 3 or 4, you got like a page to like come back and not go too far in. Or maybe it's because that 5 has a lot more tutorial pop-ups.
Jeez.
And a lot more cuts like this here. You get like all the flashbacks, and you get like the little like cuts to other characters, and the meanwhile in the school. Which I guess makes it more cinematic in a way, but it also eats up time from actually playing the game. Like, it's a small complaint, and it's not even a complaint if you think about it. It's just like feels a bit different. The main reason I'm mentioning this is because it makes it slightly harder to stream for the first 2 or 3 hours. Okay, on the second part, I do like the Persona 3 cast, although out of the 3 games, they're probably my least favorite.
For real?
Without it meaning that I don't like them. Like, Yukari, Junpei, Akihiko, yes. Mitsuru, not so much. Unless you are going for her romance arc, which I never did. Even though in Persona 3 I believe you don't really have like a penalty for romancing more than one character.
Oh shit, it's them!
Hell, I even liked the advisor guy, which I don't remember his name, and all of his like stupid jokes. Those were kind of fun, and like I don't know how it's pronounced. I believe it's Aegis. I also liked her a lot. But yeah, it was kind of like the whole feel of the game was a bit more depressing than the other games, and that's maybe why I prefer the cast of Persona 4 and 5 over this. Also, and this might like be a slight spoiler, Persona's 5 like ending is the only one that like moved me to the amount that it did. I almost kind of like wept at the end where the thing happens with Morgana. Which I'm not going to spoil. Watch the stream for like maybe 10 more times. But yeah, I knew you were an amateur, really.
This is how you
That is not to say that I don't like the cast of Persona 3. What?
strike at an enemy's weakness to. That's the most basic of basics.
So yeah, because there are other people in chat other than JLC, for your benefit, here's how combat works.
Come on, let's hurry and get through this.
You need to be, especially in higher difficulties, you need to be as efficient as possible. I guess because like you are on a limited time schedule, you need to conserve as much resources as possible, and to do that you need to exploit every enemy's weakness most of the time, because exploiting their weakness makes your next spell cheap, cost 0 SP, which, as I've said already, is one of your main limiting factors in exploring dungeons. It also gives you extra attack so you can kill them without taking damage yourself. And a bit later on in the game you also unlock an ability called an all-out attack, which if you manage to like exploit every single enemy's weakness in like a single round, you can like do a full-scale attack with all of your party, which usually kills enemies until like the halfway point of the game. Your persona's pretty powerful, you have no idea. You mean that thing that comes out of you guys all dramatic like? Yeah, I know, I mean... at least, I mean, the Persona 3 cast has at least a nicer contrast between like serious and like whimsical, I guess. And I will say that at least in Persona 4, the serious moments felt like a lot more out of place than the ones in 3 and 5, because like the game was way more relaxed up until those moments. Like, all of the bits that go around like the Heaven dungeon felt a bit too jarring for me the first time I played Persona 4 Golden. Hey, get some medicine that I had, and I never mentioned until now. So yeah, this is one of the improvements that I've really missed in Persona 4, is the ability to do this, like an auto recover whenever you want to.
No.
Because I mean, it's like a small improvement, but it kind of saves a lot of time not having to go into the menus and like heal every single character one by one. I feel like I've seen what this dude's wearing before. Damn it, I'm too flustered. I can't remember a damn thing. Really? I mean, I guess you would know your own school's like sports uniform, especially since this guy's also been on the track and field club. Who are those guys? Do you really think you have time to worry about other people right now? Really? Besides, they're there. Oh no. More combat. I'm glad you stick to your guns.
Too slow.
Nice one. They can't land a hit.
Persona, go down.
So, I'm gonna be a bit liberal with my spell use at the moment. Just because it's like kind of like a scripted sequence in the game. So I don't really need to watch my SP consumption. But you're not gonna be seeing me do that in the game unless I know what the enemy's weakness is. Also, sheesh, what's up with the motorcycles tonight? Persona 3, we are the Shadow Elimination Squad. We hunt shadows in an attempt to solve the mysterious events affecting people en masse. Persona 5, we are Phantom Thieves. We enter the psyches of our corrupt and unjust to change hearts and right wrongs. Persona 4, we're a bunch of classmates. We hang out in the mall. Yeah, that sounds about right. You know what though? I was actually surprised by going from Persona 5 back to Persona 4. How, I don't know, smooth the transition was, like in theme. Because I found it much easier going from Persona 5 to Persona 4 than I did back in the day going from Persona 3 to Persona 4. Although I'm planning on doing another like full playthrough of Persona 3 at one point because I never managed to finish it.
It's not up. Did you trick us, you jerk?
So don't jump to conclusions.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what happens after I'm done with Persona 4. Like, I need to do the second playthrough, max out all the social links, and finish my compendium, I believe.
Where are we supposed to get out from here?
And once I do that, I'm gonna be going back to Persona 3, which is gonna be fun because, like,
that's right.
Let's face it.
It leads all.
The dungeon design in 5 is like leagues better than the other two games.
Then we just gotta get that metallic mesh off.
Yeah, I meant more like a change in tone and theme, rather than, you know, the gameplay. It was kind of easier than to go from like Persona 5's like themed after
oh crap,
the search for freedom, I guess, to go back to Persona 4's like the easygoing thing than it was to go from Persona 3 to Persona 4.
But
there's something that I still have to do. We're going our separate ways.
We're going our separate ways until you join us next time.
You've got manners.
Thanks.
Be careful on your way.
Oh, you got manners too. What a coincidence.
Those two seem useful. Especially the
Okay,
frizzy-haired one, if my
a
judgment's right.
point in Persona 4's favor is that Teddy and like generally his character and his like development is way better than Morgana's.
Did we make it?
Did we make it? We're late for school! Oh my god! Now we're back to a slice of life anime.
Huh? Return? Does that mean we got away?
Yes. I wonder.
I don't know what to think anymore. What was all that anyway?
Although I kind of noticed that in Persona 4
and
Golden,
Kamoshida
Teddy's
and that
animations are
weird
kind
cat?
of...
What the hell's going on?
I don't know, a bit too jerky compared to all the other characters, and I don't know why that
What's
is.
with the yelling? Are you students of Shujin?
Are we?
Cutting classes,
Are we?
are we?
Are we?
Huh? No, we were trying to get to school, and we ended up at this weird camp.
What?
Are you doing drugs, young
Hand over
man?
your bag. You better not be doing
I
any
don't
drugs.
remember this.
Why would you think that?
Are you his friend?
No, I just met him. Something like that.
Then you should go to school. Take him with you.
Should I?
Like I'm trying to say, I don't know what's going on either.
We passed by Shujin on our way here. There was nothing out of the ordinary about it. If you spout any more nonsense, I'll contact your school. Is that what you want?
Is it?
Come on, say something.
Let's get going.
That's not what I meant.
Yes, I know what you meant, but... Dude, seriously.
Wait a sec. Is that guy for real? Fine, I'm going.
Oh, shoot.
A Minister of Transport announcing his resignation. Things are going as planned. Sai Nijima. That reminds me. Better to leave it be for now.
Metal Gear. If a cop stops you and tells you to move along, you move along. Yes, you do.
Is this for real?
Chelsea gets it.
I'm sure we came the same way.
So,
What's
are we
going on
talking
here?
like the actual Japanese penal system, or are we talking
That's
like
exactly
the
what I
Phoenix
wanted to
Wright
ask you.
Version of the Japanese penal system?
We received a call from the police.
What?
Damn
How?
cop snitched on us after all.
Damn it.
It's rare not to see you alone.
Okay, so this is I'm aware that this is like a huge nitpick on my part, but some of the translations bother me like to no end. I mean, this sentence, for example, it makes sense grammatically, but it doesn't sound right because it would be like more natural to say it's rare to see you with company. Instead, it's rare not to see you alone.
Where were you roaming around until this time?
A castle?
Oh, okay. So that's like the actual... I don't... I obviously don't have any experience with that. But
So you have no
yeah, I
intention of
mean,
giving
there's
an
also like
honest
the Phoenix
answer.
Wright version, which is like hilariously over the top.
What's this about a castle?
Kamoshida?
You seem so carefree, Sakamoto. Quite a difference from when you did morning practice for the track team.
Oh.
Shut up! It's your fault that
How dare you speak that way to Mr. Kamoshida?
Yeah. I'ma get you. He sounds like a mob guy,
There's not much
right?
leeway left for you, you know?
He's the one that provoked me.
Do you really want to be expelled? In any case, you'll have to explain yourself. Follow me.
What? This is bullshit!
Come now. I should have been more considerate too. Let's just say that we were both to blame.
Well, if you say so.
Oh.
Still, you're coming with me. It's undeniable that you're extremely late.
Like, here they could have said, like, there's no denying that you're extremely late.
Fine.
I mean, both
By the
versions
way,
make sense.
You're that new
but
transfer student,
it
correct?
just doesn't feel right. And the more I play this game, the more I have the impression that it's maybe like 1 or 2 specific translators that kind of messed up here. Because it's only for specific characters that
Have we met
this
somewhere?
annoys me. I saw a girl in your car.
That's right. I remember now. Well, I'll overlook this just for today.
Yeah, okay,
I'm sure you've heard
maybe
from the
he's
principal.
talking awkwardly because he's
Cause
Stuffield man,
any
but
trouble,
there are a
you'll be
lot of
expelled.
characters that do that in the
Understand?
game. I mean, Morgana does that a lot, and like, Morgana is my main source of annoyance over this issue, I guess.
any rate,
But again, it's like a
hurry up
very
and go to
minor
faculty
nitpick.
office. I'm sure Ms. Calicon is tired
And
of
like,
waiting.
if I were to score this game, it would maybe mean like changing it from a 10 to a 9.8.
Good luck.
It's
trying
like
to enjoy your
teeny
new
tiny
school
minor
life.
thing. Like, I'm kind of thinking that it's like 1 or 2 specific translators out of the team of translators that did that. Like, I'm guessing the way it worked, they kind of like assigned characters to each
The
translator.
school turned into an old castle? A talking cat? Are you hallucinating from an overdose? I won't put up with you if you're simply joking around. I'm going to have you continue the story. The
Like,
one who received a calling card from the Phantom Thieves was an Olympic medalist.
There's a lot of, yeah, I mean, it kind of stands out to me because I have a thing with like written English. I might not speak it as well, but at least
Academy.
the,
PE teacher,
the
Subaru
written
Kamoshida.
form I can sort of like understand and like express a lot better.
It's true that what he did were deplorable crimes, from indulging his desire.
Like, I've done translation
confessed
work
to it all.
myself, but mainly from English to Greek and like vice versa.
But
But
there should- Why did
still,
you target
what bothers me is that like not all characters do that. It's like Morgana and that old man, and maybe the SIU director that do it, and another couple of very minor characters that have like this weird mode of speech, I guess. Not quite speech, but still, yeah. So go to 2F. Hold on. That's not the right way. Oh, sorry, we're meant to go to the faculty office. Hold on. Let's see, but no, there we go. You're not sure if it's mentioned, but Shujin can mean criminal. Really? Okay, that's interesting to know.
Oh, unbelievable. Being over half a day late on your first day? Can you explain yourself?
I got lost. That's like the
How
best
could you have been
explanation.
lost for this long? It's almost lunchtime. Well, it's probably true that you're not used to the area yet, but you're still way too late. Will you pull yourself together? You were given fair warning yesterday. More importantly, I heard that you were caught along with that Sakamoto-kun.
What do you mean that, Sakamoto-kun?
Don't get
Whatever.
involved with him, okay? He's nothing but trouble.
Yeah.
He wasn't like that when he was devoting his time to track and field, though. Anyway, break's almost over. Classes will end after 5th period today because of the subway accident. I'll have you introduce yourself when class resumes. Follow me. By the way, when you introduce yourself, be serious about it even if you're lying to the class, okay? Do not say anything unnecessary.
Yeah, I know, like, I was talking about this when we were doing like the...
You think that's him? Huh? The one in the rumors?
When we were doing like the intro part to the game where you have to like go to the Ginza line and like switch trains and stuff. It's like my third playthrough of this game, but I still got a bit lost.
He looks normal though.
But he might slug us. It was kind of funny.
Settle down. Well, I'd like to introduce a transfer student. Today we had him attend from the afternoon on since he wasn't feeling well. All right, please say something to the class.
Screw you, everyone.
He seems quiet, but I bet when he loses it...
I mean, he was arrested for assault, right?
Was I? Oh yeah, I was.
So, your seat will be over there, the one that's open. Sorry, but can the people nearby please share your textbooks with him for today?
Ugh, this sucks.
I also kind of like not hate really, but kind of like wish that the game gave you a chance to like prove yourself.
Do those two know each other?
To your like classmates.
Ew, does that mean he hit on her before transferring here?
That means she's cheating on him with Mr. Kamoshida. Then again,
oh no,
this is Takamaki-san we're talking about.
For real, that side of the room is totally awful.
So,
right.
okay, this is one of the very best things that the game does.
Everyone's just changed classes, so make
it's
sure
kind of
you
got like a
them.
theme
Let's
of
get class started. Who's on
like
duty today?
Teens being like
please rise.
Ostracized, I guess, from their peers, if that's like the right way to describe it. And it kind of like does a really good job of showing just how much of an outcast the protagonist and all his like teammates are.
What's wrong?
It kind of gives it like that feel that they kind of like banded together, like.
Are you sure you're okay?
As a group of outcasts. And I'm sure I'm not expressing myself correctly
like
here, but
are already talking about you, but
I think at least JLC knows what I'm talking about.
I can't even catch a break. Why do I have to deal with this?
I don't know.
You should head straight home without stopping by anywhere. Sakura-san sounded pretty angry.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, can we talk about that? Like, how we always have Morgana with us, but he never helps us with like our exams.
What do you want? I heard the police caught you cutting classes today.
I mean, considering we are like phantom thieves, wouldn't it be like at least an option to like have Morgana help us cheat? Although I guess it kind of makes sense that if Morgana tried to talk to us too much, like the teachers or the other classmates would be hearing like constant meowing. So I guess it wouldn't be safe.
I'll be waiting on the rooftop.
But there are times where Morgana speaks to us during class, and no one like hears anything. So who knows?
Why did you allow a student like him to transfer here? He's already started associating with Sakamoto. A student with a criminal record and the culprit of an assault case. At this rate, it'd be pointless how much I contribute to the school.
Let's talk about your contribution,
Now,
shall
don't
we?
be like that.
Let's do the first dungeon.
This school counts on you, Kamoshida-kun. You are our star. Still, a steady build-up is necessary behind such brilliance as well.
Your troubles never seem to end, do they, Principal Kobayakawa? All right, I understand. I'll continue to do my best to answer your expectations of me.
So, again, with the like dialogue thing, I think it might have been better to say I'll continue to do my best to rise to your expectations. I don't know if you can actually like correctly say that you are answering someone's expectations, unless you take it like in a very strict grammatical manner. Blah 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 blah. Also, it's kind of nice that at least in Persona 5 you are allowed to like switch your hideout ever so often in the game.
I bet Kawakami already told you stuff like don't get
okay,
involved with him, huh?
Junes was fine and all, but like meeting there all the time kind of got like a bit boring. She said, "You're trouble."
We're pretty much in the same boat. I heard you got a criminal record. Everyone's talking about it. No wonder you were so gutsy.
I am?
What was all that happened? You know, how we almost got killed at a castle. It wasn't a dream, right? You remember it too, yeah?
Yeah, I remember it fine.
Well,
we were at the
just because we
castle.
both remember it doesn't mean much, though.
Yep. Let's go there again.
I mean, even if it was a dream, you saved me from Kamoshida. So yeah,
I did.
Thanks.
I did? Yeah, you're welcome. It was nothing.
But man, that Kamoshida we saw there.
What's up with his getup?
Probably don't know about it, but there are some rumors about him. Yeah, the ripped mop head.
See, this is the kind of dialogue that I love in this game.
That asshole who was all full of himself.
And I was kind of surprised, like, on my second playthrough, finding, like,
no one says anything
a
against
million different references in the game. There's, like, I believe there's a reference to JoJo's Bizarre Adventures at one point.
Kamoshida was king of that castle, felt crazy
and, like,
because of that.
A whole lot of other anime and pop culture references. Yeah, exactly. That's. I mean, okay, it fits with the theme better, but it's also what I liked more on 5/4.
Sorry to drag you out here like this. That's all I had to say. You know, we might be pretty similar. I feel like we're gonna get along just fine as troublemakers. I'm Ryuji Sakamoto. I'll come talk if I see you around. Don't ignore me, alright?
Don't count on it.
See ya.
So, okay, I was trying to remember this, like, yeah, I know exactly. I was trying to remember which confidants needed social stats to, like, get them going. Just because, like, this is a new save file, so I don't have access to any of the maxed out social stats. I think Death, like the doctor, kind of needs courage at one point to like proceed past like rank 5 or something like that. I don't remember which others are like. I think you need like knowledge to start like Star, I think, which is like the shogi player. I don't remember her name.
What is it? Yo.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in Persona 4 there were like a lot of locations that you only like visited like once, like the Amagin, or like in Golden the or was the beach in 4 as well, in like Vanilla 4 too? I don't remember. It's been a while. But yeah, I mean, I get the point. Like, and it's not like other characters don't have homes to like use as headquarters, or hell, even use like the Chinese diner. What was its name? Aiya, I think, or something like that. Because I mean, a lot of the social links kind of use it as a meeting point anyway, so that would make sense to use. And there are also like a lot of events where everyone meets there just to discuss, like right before, like I think it's Magatsu Inaba. I think.
About time you've come to.
Really? Ugh.
On your feet, inmate. Our master wishes to speak with you. It's for your own sake that you take his words to heart.
First
so,
off,
okay,
let us celebrate
a small bit of foreshadowing. This
Oh,
is probably
you've
the
awakened
only
to your
social link,
powers,
like
and
confidant,
special ones at
the
that.
strength one, the 2 wardens.
Your rehabilitation
It's probably the only one that I start out hating at the low ranks, and I absolutely adore by the end of the game.
There is
They
no
have
need
like,
to understand it all for the time being.
I don't want to say a lot of character development, but they do have like a lot
You will
of
be training the power of persona, which you have awakened to.
I don't know. They become very sympathetic by the end of the game, especially if you max them out.
I have high expectations for you.
And I mean, yeah, they are like the thematic analog to Margaret from 4, and to a lesser degree to what's her name from 3. What was her name? Sheesh. I forgot what the Velvet Room attendant was called in 3. It was Theo in if you had a female protagonist, and it was Elizabeth, was it?
Using it will
Right?
allow you to
I think
come
it was
and
Elizabeth,
go
right?
between reality and palaces.
Damn it.
I bestowed it to you as a means to train you as a thief.
Yes, yes.
The Metaverse Navigator is a gift from our master. Devote yourself to your training so that you may become a fine thief.
Really?
It must be disheartening to make use of the Metaverse Navigator alone.
Okay, so another cool thing that I
Should there be others who
only
would
found
prove
out
beneficial
after I
to
was
you,
done with the game
I will
once.
grant it to them as well.
The 2 wardens cups
This is all
have
for
a
you
few
to
letters
grow
on them,
as a
and
most
if you read them in
excellent
sequence, it kind of spells a bit of a spoiler as to what they are,
It's time.
which
Go
I
back and
find
enjoy whatever rest you might have.
amazing, like design-wise. I'm not gonna spoil it yet, just in case that I do more streams for Persona 5. But I feel like it's like a really nice like touch that shows a lot of attention to detail. Elizabeth? What? What's that? I have no idea. So, because I know Knockner hasn't played any Persona games, in all of the Persona games, that place that we were just in with like the weird like female vocals, that's called the Velvet Room, and it's the place you go when you make the monsters that you summon, like the personas. Like Arsene, you are eventually able to like unlock and use like a whole lot of them. There's like 100 and something in the game. So the Velvet Room in all games is where you get to go to like mix them up and create new ones and like play around with their skills and stuff. And the theme is that there's always Igor, which is like the guy with the long nose.
What's
and
going
in
on?
each game there's a different assistant to Igor. So in here it's the two twins, Justine and... oh shoot. Did I just forget the other one's name? It's Justine and Caroline. Yeah. So it's those two in 5. In 4 there's a blonde woman called Margaret. And in 3 there was like another blonde woman called Elizabeth. And in the PSP version where you could choose to play as a female protagonist, she got swapped out by her brother Theo. Theodore. But yeah, that's about it.
Class is
That's who Elizabeth is. I'm the social studies teacher, Mr. Ushimaru. I'll be teaching you the rules of society this year. And this is like something that I knew was gonna annoy me in the game. I don't have a maxed out like whatever the dexterity stuff is called. Stat, sorry. Like, there we go. The Greek philosopher Plato divided the human soul into 3
What's
parts.
the answer?
A soul is composed of appetite, spirit, and... shit, I think it's logic, right? Correct! Whew. So yeah, that yellow node. This is our out of combat stats. These are called social stats. And we have 5 of them. It's guts, it's knowledge, it's charm, it's kindness and proficiency. And each one is graded from 1 to 5. And the higher is obviously the better. I'm not sure how to explain this, but basically what you use these stats for, they are kind of like checks for certain actions in the game. Like, for example, if there was like an NPC that was particularly intimidating, in order to like have the courage to go speak with them, you'd need like a higher amount of guts. And you usually earn this by like you, for example, you earn knowledge points by answering questions correctly in class, or by studying, or like other stuff like that. You earn guts by doing courageous things. You earn proficiency by doing dexterous things like crafting thieves' tools and stuff like that.
Hey.
And one of the major advantages of like playing on New Game Plus is that you get those social stats carried over. And because like raising them usually eats up a lot of time in game, it's like a huge advantage to have them all maxed out at the start of the game, because it frees you up to do like a lot more stuff with the social links, the confidants.
Yo.
What's up?
Hey.
I want to talk about that castle from yesterday. No. I tried telling myself it was all just a dream, but I just couldn't do it. I can't act like nothing happened. It's all connected to that bastard Kamoshida after all. I want to find out what's up with that place, no matter what. You know, you're the only person I can rely on for this stuff. So, you in? I'm out. Nah, I'm not gonna be a jerk.
Oh.
Oh, looks like I managed to talk some sense into you. What? I just, like, I agreed without you having to, like, persuade me. What the hell? I think we should just try and retrace our steps from yesterday. In the meantime, you're walking to the station, right? Let's go together. Let me know if you notice any other weird buildings on the way. Yeah, okay, the attendants, like, change, but I've always felt there was like something more because of what happens at the end of 3. And
If a huge castle like that really exists,
I
I'm sure
believe
we'll
it's
find it in
also
no time.
mentioned in Persona 4 Arena. What happens to Elizabeth after the end of like the 3rd game.
When did they build?
So, like,
We walked that way from here, right?
they change to match the protagonist, but they don't just like disappear like at the end of the game.
When you put it
Like,
that
it was
way,
one of the nice
that's
things
for
that Persona Q had,
Alright,
that it
this
had
way.
both casts of Persona 3
me
and
know if you
4.
noticed something.
And even though it was like a more silly game, I guess, it tried to explain a few things on how the Velvet Room worked. Like, clearly it was doing so in a joking manner.
We're at school. There
But
wasn't anything out of
honestly,
place along the way, right? I didn't see no castle either.
More than, say, Persona 6, which would probably
must
take
have
like
made a
a
wrong
few
turn
years to
somewhere.
come out if, like, the release schedule of the
Let's
previous
try
5
again.
games are anything to go by. I am very much looking forward to Persona Q2,
Don't worry, I won't mess
which
up
is
this
gonna
time.
like be based on Persona 5 and
Let's go.
I guess, I don't know, 4? Or like maybe Persona 4 Arena?
For real? Is it smaller than we think it is? What do you think?
Check on your phone.
I already did that. I didn't see anything like it around here.
Oh, wait. Metal Gear! I just had a
That reminds
revelation.
me, didn't you have a navigation app thingy on back then?
I don't know. Do you
didn't
think I
notice?
know what apps I have on
heard
my
stuff that
phone?
sounded like one coming from your phone. You know, didn't it say stuff like returned to the real world or something like that?
Or something like that.
Let me see your phone for a bit. What's this eyeball looking thing?
You want Persona 6 to have the return of Philemon? Yeah, I mean... Philemon is only really mentioned in the first 2 games, right? Like, I think he appears in Innocent Sin, and that's about it? I think so.
Wait, what?
That's like the guy with the butterfly mask, right? And the weird
What a
ponytail.
weird app. Oh, wait, this is it! I knew it! It is a navigation app! There's even your search history!
Oh, no.
Man, I'm such a genius!
No, you're not.
Let's try using it. Then I'll do it.
Kamoshida, Shujin Academy. Pervert.
Pervert. Castle.
Beginning navigation.
Here we go! And then we went in a certain direction and... Hey, what are you...
Why are you flickering like that? I mean, what?
What the hell?
I mean, that would be nice to have like Philemon and I don't know.
Look, it's the castle from
After
yesterday.
playing Persona Q, I would love to see a main series game that kind of like bridged over all of the other Persona games.
Back. That means what happened
Like
yesterday was for real too.
maybe Atlus would want to establish like a certain timeline officially and have like cameos from characters from all 5 Persona games. Like in Persona Q, what they do is between that and Persona 4 Arena, they kind of establish that Persona 4 happens like 2 years after Persona 3. And I would love to see them do that on a like larger scale.
What's going on?
Hey,
Cause like that that would like
Stop
bring
making a
into
commotion.
perspective all of the Persona games stories and how they relate to one another. Cause you know, like fan theories are fine, but I'd much rather have something like
Acting up, so I came here
official,
wondering what it could be.
like
What is this place?
like what Nintendo did with that Hyrule Historia book, which kind of had like a timeline of all the Zelda games.
But it's a castle.
Metal Gear, it's a castle. Metal Castle? Castle Gear!
This castle is the school, but only to this castle's ruler.
The castle's ruler?
I think you called him Kamoshida. It's how his distorted heart views the school.
Yes.
Kamoshida?
Convoluted explanations.
Explain it in a way that makes sense.
I shouldn't have expected a moron to get it.
What did you say?
I don't know if I'd want that. Like, I would be fine if it was just like references, like what they do in Persona 4 with the Gekugan High,
It must be the
or
slaves captive here.
like they do in Persona 5 when they mention the nurse from Persona 4 at one point. I believe when you do Takami's like confidant, at one point at the very end, they kind of name drop the nurse's name from Persona 4.
We saw other guys held captive here yesterday. I'm pretty sure they're from our school.
Most likely on Kamoshida's orders. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's like
But
that
yeah, I don't
every
know. The thing you described would feel like a bit too much fan service, I guess.
He must have lost his temper quite
like,
a bit.
I would be much more comfortable in just like a whole brand new story, but just like name drop them to like make references. Like it's like 10 years in the future, and this is where Joker is now. Ah, jeez, I just think I like, hit myself in the.
Ryuji?
Yeah, I know.
This is bullshit.
You mean Tanaga? You mean like the amazing commodities Tanaga person? I never noticed the posters of Rise, but I do know that you can get a poster of her for your room.
Isn't going to open it, you know.
I think if you
Still, it
do
seems you have your
Anne's
reasons.
social link, and then you go out. I don't remember if it's Harajuku or you go to like the shopping district, but yeah, somehow you can get like a poster for like Joker's room of Rise.
You want me to take you to them?
Really? Don't take me to them.
Well, I guess I could guide you there.
Why me?
I just want to get a better look at your powers.
I don't want you to get a better look at my powers. That sounds perverted.
Even if you don't agree. I bet this guy will go on even if he has to do it alone. Are you gonna leave him?
Yes. I never said that. Play it safe.
Settled then.
Play it safe.
For real? Thanks, man.
Alright, let's do this. Follow me.
I'm also not actually sure if this is the
Now then.
the castle visit that we can finish the damn thing. I think not. Because like each dungeon will get like a small warning when you like properly start it, saying that you have like 20 days to complete it before the game ends.
This way.
Which is again one of the like quality of life improvements that Persona 5 did, because in 4 the way you knew you were getting close to the deadline like before failing to complete the dungeon was that you had to watch the weather channel every couple of days to know when the next like rainstorm was coming. And like 2 or 3 days after that rainstorm, the game would end if you didn't finish the dungeon before then. and in 3 it had something to do with lunar cycles or something like that. Like you had to wait for the next full moon or whatever. But in 5 you just get like a huge pop-up saying you have like X amount of days to finish this dungeon, otherwise you lose. So yeah, we didn't get that pop-up yet, so I don't think this is like the visit where we will complete this dungeon. But yeah, this dungeon's probably gonna be like a bit easy to do. Mainly because like it might take a bit of time though.
I'll reveal your true form.
Because I'm gonna try to like recruit as many personas as possible. So we can still see the... Yeah, not yet.
Let's go. Go down.
Show your might. A spectacular victory.
By the way, this is like something that I've only just noticed. This is like a brilliant bit of misdirection from the designers. You are not allowed to control Morgana at the start of the game. That's like the little cat thing. In Persona 3 and 4, like I believe in 4 you were allowed, but at least in 3 you were not allowed to control your like party members. The only thing you could do was like give them like generic orders, like play defensively or be more aggressive or try to exploit their weaknesses. And it's kind of like a nice little bit of misdirection that they started Persona 5 with that before like giving you complete control. I'm not sure if 4 had like the ability to control them directly at the start, but I know that whenever you get a new party member, they kind of default to the AI controller.
Won't come in here.
It's kind of nice. I mean, kind of sets up
meaning
like a pleasant surprise for like old players of the franchise.
Is this a
Old
classroom?
fans of the franchise, I guess.
Now do you understand? This place is another reality that the ruler's heart projects.
It's another reality. It's like Stargate, but totally different.
One could say it's a world in which one's distorted desires have materialized. I call such a place a palace.
A palace?
This is happening because he thinks the school is his own castle.
So it became like this because he just thought of it like that?
Duh. What are we like saying so many
Son
times?
of a bitch!
No, I kind of wish Ryuji was like tiny bit more toned down.
It doesn't even cover how I feel.
I kind of feel like they went a bit over the top with him, like at least in the English version. Although I'm pretty sure the Japanese version is also like just as bad.
I don't know what happened between you two, but don't let your emotions
it's a
get
nice
the better of
character, but I wish they toned it down just like a tiny bit.
You're curious about your outfit, aren't you?
Oh, look at me! I love this game, and I like have like pages upon pages of critique for it. What's wrong with me?
That's also because of this world.
More stuff that makes no sense.
Anything distorts according to how a ruler pleases within his palace. A school can
Yeah,
turn into a
that
castle like
tired
this,
thing.
after all.
I hated that.
In order to prevent your appearance is a manifestation of that.
It's like
It's the image of rebellion that you
I don't
hold
know.
within.
I prefer Persona 4 and 5's way of dealing with like trying to limit you in the dungeons. Like it's more like about efficient use of your skills. In 3, it was just like a countdown before your characters got too tired to like keep going, and then if you pushed on even more, they would get sick. and that would like totally mess up your plans for like the next 2 or 3 days unless you got lucky at the school nurse's office or the toilet. I think you could also like you also had a small chance to like remove the tired effect by going to the toilet for some reason. I think,
The reason why
if I'm not mistaken, in 3.
Well, besides, I've been tortured by Kamoshida too. I'm gonna make him pay for sure.
No, I didn't really mind the whole lack of control thing, and also if you play the portable version, you are allowed to control your party members.
If we're
There's
gonna
like
keep going,
you can
we should
toggle
hurry
between
along.
them.
Counting on your skills this time too.
I just thought it was like a nice little like trick the developers did in 5 to make you think that it was gonna be like the previous games, but then just like give you control.
That's a toy.
But it looks totally real, so it'll at least fake him out. Oh, I brought some medicine too. You know what they say, providing is pre-something. Huh?
Free something.
So you were planning this from the start. Well, fine. If you're ready to go, we'll resume our infiltration.
Hey, we got the Kachev.
Now then.
In a safe room, you can consult with your teammates and save your game by pressing the options button. You can also save at the palace entrance. Yeah, I mean, I know, and also what I didn't like is that it cut like the actual exploration of the town and all of the cutscenes, because clearly it had like a lot of space constraints. Actually, I've had this discussion in Facebook a couple of days ago. Someone was like starting up the series with Persona 5, and they were asking about like previous games in the series, and this was more or less my response as well. I did say that if you're gonna go back to the previous Persona games after finishing 5, you're gonna notice like it lacks a lot of the quality of life features that 5 had, and that might be annoying. And also, if you're gonna play 4 and 5, get Golden for 4, and probably Persona 3 FES or something like that, which was like the re-release of the PS2 version. I think it was like the one that has the answer, whatchamacallit in it, the epilogue, I guess. Although it's kind of a shame that in choosing FES, you kind of miss out on the female protagonist's path in Persona 3 Portable. I haven't played The Answer. Wasn't like the one that made Aegis to be the protagonist or something? For like spoiler reasons. Yeah. When you're spotted by an enemy, the security level will rise. This is shown on a gauge on the upper right. As the security level rises, the enemies will be on higher alert. If it gets too high, you may be forced to leave the palace. So take caution.
Come on, man.
Now then.
Security level reduction, 0% security level are not part of the tutorial menu. Yay.
What's this?
Oh yeah, we can't like hide behind walls yet.
Show me your true form.
That kind of sucks.
Now's our chance to strike.
Zona.
Go.
There.
Time for my persona. One more. This is it. Too easy.
Oh yeah, also another thing that I did like as an improvement in Persona 5 is that they basically took advantage of like the shape of the controller, like the face buttons, to make the UI a bit more streamlined, I guess, because it's much easier to like have one button for each function rather than having to scroll through a menu to get to whatever you need to do. Like in 5 there's still that, but to a way lesser degree than in 4. Like the only time you need to menu in 5 is when you like swap out persona and are looking to see like what skills each one has, so you can like exploit the enemy's weakness. Yeah, exactly. It's very efficient, like in its design. I'm kind of wondering if that kind of makes it also like a better speedrun game than the other two. I mean, okay, clearly a Persona game is huge, so speedrunning it would not be like a terribly good thing to do, or nice, or like fun, because like there's no level scaling, and for the most part you are like locked into what personas you can use by your level, because you can't fuse personas that are higher level than you. But I kind of think like in other JRPGs, the whole speedrunning thing is usually limited by how well you can do the menus, and also like the glitches and stuff, but menus as well. Okay, you can continue shooting until you're out of ammunition. Woo.
How about that?
Hey, Nognir. That's okay, have a nice evening. Thanks for dropping by. Guns have a higher attack power than melee weapons, but come with limited ammunition. Your ammunition will be restored when you return to reality. However, there are generally no other ways to refill your bullet count. That's not true. Did Persona 3 have cards that increase in Persona stats?
Let's go.
Really?
You're mine.
Why don't I remember that?
Alright, I'll show you my weapon too.
Okay. Cool. I thought it was Persona 4 that did that. Like, where you could like raise your Persona stats with like that whole shuffle time thing.
With this power. For real?
Whoa, did that toy gun just shoot real freaking bullets? This is a cognitive world. As long as our opponent sees it as real, it becomes such. It's a good thing it's realistic looking. Oh, really? I don't remember that, but then again, like I said, Persona 3 it's been ages since I played it, and I've never really like finished it. So fair enough, I guess. Like I'm planning on playing it after I'm done with like Persona 4 Golden, kind of like working my way backwards through the backlog, I guess. It's simple logic.
Nice going.
Wait, if it's better having something realistic, why do you have that slingshot?
Well.
Whoops. We should decide how we divvy up our roles in battle from here on out. Blah, 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 blah. During battle, you can change your party members' actions by assigning tactics to them. You can either set a particular course of action or choose to control them directly. Tactic changes can be done by selecting stats on the triangle button menu or pressing the L2 button on the protagonist's turn, then selecting the tactics option. Okay. If you are able to attack an enemy's weakness, you can press the R1 button during battle to automatically move the cursor to that option. This should save some time if you already know the enemy's weakness. If you press the options button during battle, your party will continually perform melee attacks. This is called rush mode. Okay, let's just go do that now though. I kind of need like direct commands for all of them. In In Persona 4 Golden had ways to do that with shuffle time. Yeah, oh yeah, I remember that. Cards you get a big stack of the physical cards, put on halfway decent physical persona and murder everything. Oh, okay. So I still can't peek around corners, can I?
What's this?
Kind of sucks. Oh, I see.
I'll reveal your true form.
Remind me to like send you a message on Discord when I start Persona 3, because I'm gonna need a reminder on that.
You're mine.
I mean, I don't know, no offense, I guess. I don't think anyone's gonna take offense on that, but Persona 3 at times becomes like very much a slog to get through, especially like the way that it kind of, I don't want to say requires, but kind of like encourages more grinding, and like the way that all of Tartarus is kind of like randomized, so you never have like a clear indication of where you're going. So I wouldn't really mind like any tips on like powering through the game, because I really want to finish it, but you know, sometimes it kind of gets like a bit too slow.
Persona! Ravage them!
Let them down. All out attack. There we go. Also, seriously, like there is no contest between the all-out attacks in Persona 3, 4, and 5. You can initiate an all-out attack from the hold-up by pressing the triangle button. All-out attacks are ultimate attacks which deal heavy damage to all foes. However, you cannot use one if Akira cannot, like the protagonist, cannot act or only he can act.
Now then.
Like, I liked the all-out attacks in 4, in that, like, the little character portrait things that kind of popped up before the attack were a lot cooler than the 3 ones, and also that sometimes like Rise would join in. But honestly, in general, like 5 made them a lot more satisfying for me.
Yeah.
Like especially if you manage to like one-shot them with it, and you get like the little special graphic depending on which character like landed the last hit before doing the all-out attack. It's like way better in 5.
Damn it!
Way more stylish as well. This is bullshit.
How many
Right?
times do I have to tell you to keep your voice down?
But this is beyond messed up!
Is it?
How do I open this?
Like, for anyone in chat that doesn't know, in Persona 3 and 4, what you basically have with an all-out attack is like all of the characters will just run in, and then there will be like a cloud of smoke. Kind of like in old cartoons where there's like a lot of people fighting, you can really see what's going on. And there's like this pow and blam and like visual effects, I guess.
Were you planning on taking
We can't just leave him here.
It is like way less interesting. Yeah, exactly, the traditional Bugs Bunny smoke cloud fight. That's what basically happens. Just in Persona 4, the cloud at the end is kind of like skull-shaped, maybe. And it kind of changes to pink if Rise is also helping. But that's it. In 5, instead, depending on who did the last like super effective hit, if you manage to kill all the remaining enemies with the all-out attack, you get like a splash screen,
It means
like
there's
in
no point in
like
saving them. They're different from the real ones in
red,
the real world.
white, and black colors,
You
kind
could
of
say
like
that
what
these
the
are
logo is down
extremely
there.
similar-looking dolls.
And like you get a grayed out portrait of your character and like a cool logo at the back.
So the school's a castle, and the
They
students
have like
are slaves.
special
It's so on
animations,
point that it makes me. This really
which
is
is
the
like
inside of that
very
asshole's
cool.
head.
I think I might try to like get one with Morgana now to show everyone what I'm talking
Still,
about.
this is horrible. It must mean he treats them as slaves in the real world too.
In the real world too? Wait, I know these guys. They're members of the volleyball team, the one Kamoshida coaches for.
Oh
They must be physically abused every day. There's no way they'd be so beat up normally.
If you say so.
Don't tell me they're going through
They're going
similar,
through similar
shit
shit in reality?
Most likely.
That's what we've been telling
This
you.
proves that
Jeez.
Kamoshida thinks of them as slaves.
So it might be for real. I heard that Kamoshida's using physical punishment. They're just rumors, but if they're true, wouldn't this be something to report to the police? I'll use these guys as evidence. If it all goes well, we can take down that asshole Kamoshida. Huh? It's not working. We can use the
What a
navigation
surprise.
app, but the cameras are no
Your
go.
phone is not working in the imaginary world.
A navigation app?
That's what we used to come here. What about yours?
Nope.
Whatever you do is fine, but we're gonna get caught if we stand around like this. We need to head back.
Hang on a sec. There's no other way. I'll just memorize their faces before going home.
Okay, so
let's go.
Now I think we need to check like 3 cells. So let's start with the one all the way at the back.
What? Come on, man.
The hell? This ain't training at all. It's just violence. This means he's been doing something similar in reality too, right? Damn that bastard.
Whoa.
Oh, my bad. Let me memorize. Wait, what? Oh. Not giving athletes water even for tough training is a common thing in the real world too. That sack of shit. I'm gonna try and memorize all these guys' faces before we go back.
What are your thoughts?
Are we done yet?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it? Really? I thought there were 3 that you needed to, like, witness. Okay.
Yes!
So, let's see. I think it's Ryuji that awakens to his powers now.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Let's get out of here.
This way!
Ugh, you knaves again? To think you'd make the same mistake again. You're hopeless.
The school ain't your castle. I've memorized their faces real good. You're going down.
It seems it's true when they say barking dogs seldom bite. How far the star runner of the track team has fallen.
The hell are you getting at?
I speak of the track trader who acted in violence, ending his teammates' dream. Oh, I can only imagine the
Ryuji,
pain of the others
how
were
dare you.
dragged under with your selfish act. What a surprise.
So
you're
yeah, this
accompanying
is
him
also
without
something
knowing
like,
anything at all.
oh, let's see, like, yes, the parents of teacher Sujin, blah, 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 blah.
He betrayed his teammates and crushed their hopes. Yet he still carries on as carefree.
I mean, yeah, okay, that, I can see why they sort of set this up as
Come along with this fool. and they're now going to end up dead.
I can see how they needed to set this up, like story-wise, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Ryuji, move!
Like the Jesus, like no one ever noticed how like everyone gets all beat up all the time.
I'll kill you.
I'll
kill you because King Kamoshida told us.
Like you can even see it on what's the Moon Confidant's name? Shoot, I forget his name. Like the guy that's the Moon Confidant. He also has like some very visible injuries when you first meet him.
There's more of them?
This is bad. No. Forced to lose fight.
Can't be.
So another thing that Persona 5 does way better than 4 or 3 is like Mishima. Yeah, that's the way. That's the one. Something that Persona 5 does a lot better than 3 and 4 is how the party members awaken to their powers.
I bet you simply came here on a whim.
Because they have this whole like rebellion theme going.
What a worthless piece of crap. How dare you?
They kind of had like their awakenings be a lot more intense, I guess.
So it was only temporary. Have you forgotten my kindness in supervising?
Yeah, exactly. I was doing the same thing.
It wasn't no practice, it was physical abuse. You just didn't like our team.
It was nothing but
So yeah, in Persona 3, I don't think like you actually see any awakenings, except like the protagonists at the start of the game. In 4, they all just like come to like a sort of quiet acceptance. So you just get like a small text scroll, and then bam, now they're Persona users. In 5, you get like what you're about to see here.
So that's why.
Once these two are dealt with, you're next.
Ryuji!
Like especially Makoto and Haru, I think. Makoto and Haru's like awakenings are like the best in the game.
You're right.
And it's also kind of nice that almost all of them, you have like the protagonist acting as like sort of the catalyst.
Everything that was important to me.
Stay there and watch.
It's like, I don't know, it feels a lot more satisfying. And in general, there's like a lot of changes in Persona 5 that I feel were made in order to like give a bigger feeling of satisfaction to the player.
All you think about is using people.
You suck, Kamoshida.
Kamoshida.
And I'm gonna show you.
What are you doing? Silence him!
Stop looking down on me with that stupid smile on your face!
Oh, baby. So yeah, Awakening. Another reason why I find Persona 5 way more satisfying than 4.
You seek power, correct? Then let us form a pact. Since your name has been disgraced already.
Like, I guess the ones in 4 are a bit like deeper because they are more about like the party members accepting something they didn't like about themselves, more or less. And in 5, it's basically like the Dragon Ball thing of like getting extremely pissed off and awakening their inner powers. But the fact that they went on and animated it like this and had like voiceovers and like the whole presentation is way more satisfying to watch than like the ones in 4. If that makes any sense. Captain Kid, yeah!
Right on. What's up, Persona? This effing rocks! Now that I got this power, it's time for payback! Yo, I'm ready. Bring it!
Don't mock me, you brat!
Ooh.
Blast him away, Captain Kidd!
What troublemakers that bother King Kamoshida with trifle matters?
I love truffle. Oh.
Kamoshida's cognition ain't changing, right? And I'll act like the troublemaker I am. Let's do this, Captain Kidd!
Oh yeah. And the nice thing is that like with most awakenings, you get like the exact skill that you need to hit the enemy's weakness.
Persona! Let's go, Captain!
Also, while speaking about improvements, I find it very nice, I guess. Like how they structured the whole leveling thing of your party members. Like they had this to like an extent in the previous game as well, but in Persona games, most of your party members are like very specialized at like one element and one function. So, for example, in Persona 4, Yosuke was kind of like the wind user, and he also had like a few buffs that increased like accuracy.
It just proves that Kamoshida
Kind of like the agile character archetype, I guess, or that. I keep thinking of Naoto, but Naoto isn't quite like typical in those archetypes. Or like Kanji's kind of like the tanky character that uses predominantly lightning skills. And while they did keep that in 5,
apologize now.
in 5 they are way more streamlined in their leveling, because there's not a lot of like making tough decisions on what to replace. What you would usually do is like when you level, you get like 2 spells, one single and one AoE spell of the element that the party member has, and like a couple of buffs, and then as you progress through the levels, you just get the upgraded versions, which just get automatically replaced with them. For most of them anyway, in 5. In 4 you had to like choose how to further specialize them, because there were times that you got like melee skills, or you got like Yosuke, I believe, got something that allowed him to poison at some point.
It seems like
but
the same as those
the way the game was structured, it didn't really pay to like try to diversify them much. It mostly paid to like focus them on like that one thing that they do really well.
Thank God you've got
I remember that. I mean, she also gets that salvation spell at the end of the game, which is like insanely good value for healing. And also I remember I maxed her out, so she got her 3rd persona, which had something like a Burning Blossoms, I believe, which was like an amazingly good fire spell for like its SP cost. So yeah, when the game kind of like gives you a couple of like throwaway melee skills for her, you know that you don't really need to bother with them. So in 5, they mostly did away with that. So you get very specific roles for each character. Yeah, exactly. I mean, between Salvation and Naoto's ultimate skill, that shield thing, it was just like insanely easy to nuke the final boss on normal difficulty. Because like I could like alternate between like Salvation and some healing items, and then just let Yukiko like haul ass and just destroy everything with burning petals, and whenever I got like close to death, just do a salvation and that's fine. Everything's back to like full.
Did you find them?
Quiet.
No, search that way.
So what's going on? I'm completely lost, man.
I told you before, when a Persona user opposes a palace's ruler and becomes a threat to them, this happens. It's to prevent you from being affected by distortions.
Is this a skull?
Your appearance reflects your inner self. It's the rebel that slumbers within, not that you'll get it.
Nope.
Nope.
Then stop asking questions and accept what you see for what it is.
Easy for you to say. Wait, we're in deep shit!
I said to be quiet!
We might have gotten away here, but we're still screwed with Kamoshida at the real school.
Oh, that's okay.
quite
He
sharp
has
of
no
you.
idea what's going on.
For being an idiot. Relax. The Kamoshida in reality can't possibly know about what happens here. A shadow is the true self that is suppressed. A side of one's personality they don't want to see.
So, we're okay?
Yeah, unless you go do the stupid thing that you're gonna do in the next part
Did
of the game.
Kamoshida in reality remember about the execution? There you have it.
Ryuji.
Alright. Now that we know that, all we gotta do is...
Wait.
Shut up.
I guided you as promised. It's your turn to cooperate with me. That's why I was super nice about teaching you idiots everything.
Oh, that was harsh.
Cooperate?
Don't you remember? I need to erase the distortion from my body and regain my real form. That's why we must delve deep into mementos and...
Whoa, hold up. What are you going on and on about? We never said anything about helping you out.
Don't tell me. Are you not going to repay the hospitality I showed you? Especially you.
Well...
You're going to up and leave, even though you're already part of my master plan?
What plan is that?
Is it because I'm not human? Because I'm like a cat? Is that why you're making a fool of me?
We're busy. Thanks for everything, Cat. You've got guts being a cat and all.
I also like the goofing around theme in Persona 5 way more than I did in like 3 and 4. Actually, I don't think 3 had one, did it? Like the kind of like fooling around theme that like the one playing right now.
Oh, seriously? Why are you wrapping this up like everything's all hunky-dory? Oh, hell no! Get back here!
You have returned to the real world. Welcome back.
Aw.
Thank God. We're back. Yeah, I dragged you around a lot, huh? Sorry, man. I'm dead tired. How you holding up?
I could use a nap.
Me too. And I'm gonna sleep like a rock when I get home. But damn, if what we saw was for real, oh, this is gonna get good. I totally remember the faces of the guys Kamoshida was treating like slaves. Once we make him fess up to any physical abuse, Kamoshida will be done. So, wanna help me look for those
probably
guys
not
or
gonna
any
work as you
witnesses?
expected to. Sounds difficult, come on.
It'll be cake compared to the monsters we've gone up against till now.
I could go for some cake.
If you're thinking of laying low because you got a record, I don't think that'll help. Everyone already knows. They totally got you pegged as a criminal.
Someone ratted me out. How'd that happen?
Kamoshida opened his damn mouth.
Teacher did that?
No one else besides a teacher could have leaked it that fast. It doesn't matter if it's a student or a club. That asshole just wrecks things he doesn't agree with. Just like he did with me. No one will take anything I say seriously.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Still, Those rumors about him getting physical might be real. And after seeing Kamoshida's distorted heart thing in person, there's no way I can just sit back.
Is it me, or is like the words distorted heart thing kind of sound a bit like innuendo for something else? I mean,
I'm counting on you.
If you
worry,
consider
I'm hyped about
that
this too.
Kamoshida in the palace is kind of only dressed with like a, I don't know, bathrobe thing, whatever, and he's like underwear. I mean, you could make that jump in like logic. Hey, first we got our first confidant. Now, I'm actually not sure on how to proceed with the confidants in like a fresh run. Because clearly I also need to focus on like
Acting
social
as a phantom
skills.
thief would have been more efficient alone. You could have gone about it that way.
And I still haven't decided which are going to be like my favorite party members in this run. Because
However,
clearly,
you did not.
the thing
There are
with
merits to having
confidants
associates. That's what you
and party
decided.
members is that the more time you put into
Am I
getting
wrong?
to know your party members, the more abilities they unlock. Like you get like anything from improved spells to like them gaining more resistances, and eventually they can do stuff like take a fatal hit for your protagonist, for example. I believe also Ryuji gets like an ability that allows you to one-shot any enemy that you manage to do an ambush that is like equal or lower level to you, which is like insanely useful when you are like exploring dungeons and trying to not waste a lot of time, I guess, or resources. Hey, also here's this is mostly for JLC's benefit, but have you noticed that the more you advance the social links, the confidants, sorry, the more cracks appear on the chains? And like at rank 10 they like totally shatter, like finally. That was like,
alright.
I didn't really notice it at the start because I was trying to get my social stats up first, so I wasn't doing many like level ups, I guess, with my confidants. So on my second playthrough, when I was like doing all of them back to back, I started noticing that the chains get more cracked the more you get to know them.
Lunch.
And it was like that. It was kind of like a minor aha moment, I guess.
It'd be weird splitting off
it was
now.
really
So why don't we grab a
nice.
bite somewhere?
It's like those small details that are like the little touches that matter, I guess. What kind of food?
Meat, man. Just follow me. I mean, I totally gotta hear about your past.
I don't want to follow some dude that wants to give me meat. That sounds like unhygienic.
What?
What? Not kidding, what?
The hell, man? How much shittier can that asshole get? But just hearing your story makes me angry.
Oh, Ryuji, everything makes you angry.
So, you left your hometown and you're living here now, huh? We might be more alike than I originally thought.
Huh.
I don't got a record like you do.
Thanks.
I mean, that's not the point. I guess it's how we're treated like a pain in the ass by the people around us. Like we don't belong. I did something stupid at school before, too. The place you're living now is in Yongen, right? It's rush hour on the subways. I suggest you kill some time before heading home. What the hell, man? You barely touched your food. Just let me do it. I gotta thank you for helping me. Anyways, I got your back like you got mine from tomorrow on. As long as we do something about
great.
Kamoshida, I'm sure we'll both feel better about being at school. Oh yeah! Tell me your number. Oh, chat ID too.
The chat app is now available. You may now occasionally receive messages from those close to you. So, this is one of those quality of life improvements that I was talking about.
We're gonna start right away tomorrow.
Like,
First,
the
let's hit up
whole
those guys
cell
that were
phone
kept as
thing
slaves.
kind of makes a lot of things way more streamlined.
The volleyball rally's
Like,
tomorrow, huh? Shit's recommended by
it
Kamoshida.
allowed them, for one, to have a lot of group discussions that were just text without it feeling like out of place.
Come on, you gotta eat more. There's tons of
Because
ginger here.
like the more people you add to your party, you start getting like these big group chat things, and like it kind of feels like it gives you a lot more story than previous games, like a lot more character development as well. That probably wouldn't have been possible if they have to keep like finding excuses to get all of the party together.
Whenever I close my eyes, I keep thinking about too many things. Shiho. Nationals are coming up soon, so I keep thinking, should someone like me really be
I
on
kind
the
of wish that
starting lineup?
Shiho was like a confidant at some point, kind of like Mishima. Because she seems like an interesting character.
Just be confident in
and
yourself.
unfortunately, they kind of like
Your skills have been recognized.
I guess they kind of like relegate her to be like Anne's. I don't know. I don't want to say raison d'être because that's not quite it. But she's like her
More importantly, was that
objective,
injury
her
okay?
goal, I
It
guess.
looked really swollen.
Like her driving force, maybe.
No, it's nothing. It's normal.
In like most of her social
Especially
links.
since the meet's
So
coming up.
she's like a very interesting character that doesn't get like as much development as she should. And I kind of wish that it was like, I don't know, maybe if there's like ever an enhanced edition like they did with all of the other personas, it would be very cool to like expand on her and like make her like either a social link on her own or like part of more interactions at
What does
least.
he want?
He didn't say.
It'll be fine. I bet it's a meeting about the starting lineup or something.
Yeah. You know what it is.
Yeah. Well, I better go.
Ooh. Facial expressions are killing it though, right? Like even on the secondary and tertiary characters, they're like incredibly well done. You're home. I take it you actually went to school today? Of course. You're not my dad. I guess you learned your lesson after what happened yesterday. As long as you're not getting into trouble, it's fine by me.
Now listen up.
I don't know what you've been up to, but trust me, you'll be gone if you start causing problems. In case you forget, your life is not a free one right now. Ring ring. Hey, I decided to go ahead and message you. Can you see this? Nope. You so can. Not kidding. I'm gonna be counting on you tomorrow, okay? Got it. You're a bro, man. Well, see ya tomorrow. Let's save those guys who've been getting abused. You and me.
Jeez.
I'll lock up the store. Don't go wandering anywhere. How can we go wandering anywhere when he locks up the store? That makes no sense. However,
something.
Unfortunately, today has been a really long day, so I'm gonna need to cut this stream short for tonight. I'm hoping very much that tomorrow's gonna be like a much more chill day at work, because then I have like around 5 days off, because it's like the Orthodox Easter over here. So hopefully that means I'm gonna be able to stream like a lot more than I did this week. Well, I am going to put up a poll in, I don't know, say on the Twitch channel. I don't want to do it on Discord because I know like there are a few viewers that don't really like use Twitter, and also not everyone like I did the like extremely considered thing of creating a Discord of my own, which has like 3 people in it. So I can't really put it in there either. So I'm gonna put like a poll in like the panels down on Twitch. Kind of curious to see if I should continue on Persona, if I should go back to Dark Souls 3, or maybe if I should finally get around to finishing Final Fantasy 9. But yeah, this is gonna be it for tonight. I am also thrilled that we only dropped like 952 frames today, which is like an insanely low number considering on what Twitch has been doing like for the last 3 months. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you had like a pleasant experience. I am going to see if someone is online, because they sort of like deserve a small raid. Like there's only like a few people in chat now, but she totally deserves it. Let's see if she's online though, because I believe she's doing like like a partner push at the moment. So let's see. Yeah, so let's try raiding again. Hearthstone, I believe. However, let's see. So I'm gonna try and do a raid thing. If you guys want to like follow me over, just like stay in chat. Let's see, Anatlus 89. So this is it for me. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you'll follow me to the other channel, and fingers crossed I'll see you tomorrow.